We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Stop, bro.
God,
We're not seeing anything.
Everyone say something offensive.
Click on the camera thing again because we're not seeing anything.
Turn camera off. Mute microphone. Invite people.
It's good.
Logitech HD webcam. That's him.
We should have done like a dry run.
Yeah, no, it would have been good.
I mean,
ready for the wet run.
it would get everyone in the room. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, got in a couple.
What's
What do
happening?
you see?
Oh.
In the background?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why. It's got the video thing just grayed out.
But wait, does Skype take over the video stream?
Oh,
Maybe it can't do both?
Skyping Frank?
Okay, I disabled the video.
There we
Oh,
go.
snap! We're live.
Yay.
Yeah. So, Matt, you think it'd be better if the camera was just sitting here?
Yeah, I think
And
you
you can
can.
see us?
Why don't you just put it on like the third monitor
And just
and
straighten
turn
this
it
out?
out, and then just be like that.
Joe?
I like it.
Joe, you're up.
Joe doesn't want to do it.
You're up. Now,
Joe likes the people.
It's on the money shot, man.
You up there, baby?
They'll help us advertise.
Really, Frank?
Really? You don't see anything?
we see ourselves.
Frank, is your camera also monitoring Skype? You see shit now, Frank? Huh? Huh? You see shit now?
I'm not showing anything.
Welcome to
How about now?
But you can see it on
You get
YouTube?
a little more forward.
Perfect.
And we're kicking off YouTube now.
Now.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Is that good?
No, just take it off. Take it down.
Shark
Take it
was
down.
there.
Where are we putting it?
Just
Put
go.
it onto a monitor.
Thank you.
There we go.
Oh my god, they're in a giant airplane.
Maybe you should cut your Skype and just listen to the stream. Well, don't get off Skype, then we can't hear him. But kill. Wait. Oh, shit.
Bye, Frank.
Then we can't hear you.
Bye, Frank.
Bye, Frank. Perfect.
Oh. Then just kill the live feed. You just can't see what we're doing. Or no, mute it. Mute it. Yeah, mute the YouTube thing.
Put on the third monitor.
Oh. I probably just gotta fix them.
Put on the third monitor.
Fix that. So wait, you can hear. I don't think that's gonna work.
This is less scary. Less scary than a movie.
Madcast.
You want it there, Matt?
Looks
What's up,
perfect to Matt.
God, is that gorgeous guy?
Frank, I don't understand what your problem is. Oh, there's 2 viewers now. Yeah, 3 viewers. Dude, they're coming in.
Oh my god.
They're coming in
People
like
love us.
crazy.
It's all me.
All right, do your headphones work?
But it's just Matt. It's just Matt. Oh, there's Joe. We saw.
Kind of bad podcast.
Your headphones work? All right, cool. Check Keith's mic. Oh, he needs headphones too.
Honestly, I'm just really glad that the viewers get to see.
There should be a headset in the thing. That's Keith's. It's in there. It was in there.
I like that the viewers now.
Oh, we
understand
lost a
how
viewer.
this is day- Oh, 2 of them.
Last two.
No one wants it.
You're not.
They
Joe,
Yeah.
get back out of the picture. It's just Matt. People love it. Look, we're back to 2 again.
Back to 2.
Got a handicap podcast.
Yeah.
Texted the dog poster.
Boo. Yeah.
Boo.
So like,
Oh, yeah,
that
man.
dog's so cute. Look at
It's live.
him. Goggles.
Hurry up, Keith.
Come on, Keith.
We're ruining the internet.
Yeah.
We're literally
We're
ruining the
breaking the
internet.
internet, Keith.
There are 2 people watching this right now.
So I'm getting my homework. So,
Shut up!
I'm sorry, man.
Not
That's
you.
a talk show.
The Katy Perry.
Yeah.
I'm really sad more people did not want to see this.
I'm gonna loom in the background. I might
Word's
pass
gonna
out.
spread. It's gonna be like wildfire.
Yeah, how can we increase our exposure?
We've got the cure for Ebola. That's it.
Yeah.
Joe, put it on Instagram. Tell them we're up. Tell them we're live and ready to go.
Is everyone here?
Yeah, Frank's not gonna do it. He said he's tired.
Frank's not going to be in the episode?
But I mean, that was kind of we knew that.
Frank's so rude.
God, Frank.
All right, let's make sure Dusty's going. Check. Thomas is checking that.
Check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Joe, can you shut that door and do a soundtrack?
Shut the front door.
Just shut. Check.
Sound check.
I sound better than Jim.
Keep talking.
Right, oh,
Just happened.
Kind of scat. We sound good.
Did we lose the 2 listeners yet?
Frank.
It's coming.
Fuck you, man.
He came back just to
Fuck
tell
you,
Thomas
man.
off.
Yeah, he's like, I'm back just to fuck you up.
I don't gotta put up with your bullshit, man.
I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your dad animal.
Thank God.
8-hour episode, baby.
All right, let's get this shit underway for these 2 people because they probably don't want
You
this.
got to get in this.
I don't mind.
All right, we need to adjust the camera to get Thomas. Thomas.
No, it's fine.
No, just put it on Drew. Just go ahead and put it.
Drew's coming in. Drew's in. Look. See?
Yeah, this is live.
Recording what? The audio? Yeah. It'll do that for us.
I don't know if I can do this. I'm so fascinated by looking at
What?
myself. Hey, I'm on the TV.
That's me.
Hey, look, I'm on TV.
He's like a baby finally seeing himself in a mirror. He's like, whoa, look at this other baby.
He covers his eyes.
You know, people texting me and shit, trying to fucking do real podcast.
It's good because with the 2 listeners, we'll probably have 2 funny jokes. So it's
Oh, we're down to 1 viewer.
I think we used up one. So,
Oh shit!
I got on there and they're like, fuck this now.
There'll be more views as we get going.
That's what I did.
I would not watch this.
I downloaded it so we can do it on here.
Sweet. Should I order pizzas?
I actually would just wait
Yeah.
till the end of the season.
If you want some
Binge watching.
I got some cash.
I got you, baby.
Nice.
Yo,
Where'd they
He's
get,
making it rain $3.
where'd they get that $3 pie at?
why don't we let our listeners decide what kind of pizzas we go for?
You mean the one guy?
I mean,
It's probably still Frank.
I wish you would show us who the one person is.
it's
Like,
fucking fun.
It's Little Caesar himself.
no, just because he. Oh, there's a chat. Oh, hello. Oh, and if you're listening, comment in the side thing because I want to make whoever you are, you should comment.
Whatever sad raincoat person you are watching.
How do I tell people how to find this?
Give them the link.
KindaFunny Productions.
Well, I put the link in the. I'll put it in the thing.
Look, your link is like XY35.
They have to click on it. What's the big deal?
You can
So
just
they just go to YouTube
KindaFunny
and
Productions.
10 underscores. Underscore 9. Feel tricky out of me.
Kinda funny
Productions.
Productions. You go to Kinda Funny Productions.
Oh, look, there
You
was
can
that
watch the
other
live
kind of
event.
funny under
Oh my
there.
god, we can watch the live event.
Comment in the side thing because I want to.
Wait, now we're backwards.
No, it's just like a 2 minutes behind them.
Welcome to video.
That's cool. All right, so
It's all pulled up on our phone, so it looks like we have a bunch of viewers.
Perfect.
sweet.
Look, our viewers jump.
Like how Joe makes sure he downloads the action thing 100 times over.
Perfect.
Do you want to call pizza? I got a pile of cash in front of me.
Yes.
Where are we ordering?
That's almost hooker territory.
Is that enough for pizza?
Yeah, it should be. It was 30.
Would you throw at 30?
35.
We're just fucking going.
We're going.
Haha! Penultimate professionals.
We're back to 2 viewers.
And never get tired of this song.
I'm gonna back this
It
up.
makes me feel like I'm driving somewhere special. What, I'm Irish? I get the Killian's Irish right because I'm Irish?
I get Killian's Irish to have a drink.
That's right.
Just let it sit there.
Yeah, let it get warm and then give it Thomas. Oh god.
Just like a cow.
Jesus.
There we go. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Now
that
there's
guy's
no.
fucking
That's
ugly.
Oh,
Change the
everybody's
channel.
No, that's fine. Like even when it's over here, you can still not see the fucking.
It says you.
Not see me.
sweet. We're good.
Hey, 2 listeners, what's going on, guys?
Or if you're gals. Like,
We should pretend.
I think that's pretty fucking wishful thinking over there.
it's a reciprocal candle.
Although if you're ladies, go ahead and get in that group chat and let us know. So stop being so.
Yeah, come on, ladies.
It's
Give us-
ASL.
And if this is my parole officer, this is Chief Caxton on Kind of Funny.
Chief Captain.
Not to be confused.
All right, here we are. Kind of Funny Podcast, episode 15.
15
Everyone feeling it?
live
Our quinceañera.
Halloween
Yeah.
episode.
Doing pretty good actually.
Sorry. Want to kick it off with the introduction?
The person that they can't see.
Kick it off. Hey, I'm just talking to myself. Hey,
Yes.
here's my imaginary friend.
It's Cherry.
Look at the camera.
You don't have to do shit, man. Fuck
Just
the
pretend the camera's not there.
Okay, alright. Yeah, this is Drew signing in, and I gotta say, if there is not a gay interracial like Game of Thrones porn parody called Taking the Black, I'm a little pissed off.
that has to exist.
Once Mr. Echo comes on the show, isn't that newly announced?
We could do blackface and then get produced ourselves.
Because that's not offensive at all.
It's not. I mean, are you really gonna talk to the white dude in the Rasta hat about being offensive?
So,
That was Bob Marley, man.
oh, I gotta get that.
I lick it, boom, boom, down.
All right.
Yeah, no, we're-
Matt's gonna wear a top hat.
Team Fortress.
Perfect.
Wheels edition.
All right, here we are.
Yeah, that works.
Starting to do it again. We're going to kick off the show with the back in the day story. The one for today is when we were in middle school at Glenridge. Or more so, Thomas used to egg everyone on that anarchy was the #1 rule. That because we were so young, we couldn't get in trouble. And
And I was right.
no, I mean it's definitely one of the more fonder things to look back on in a school career. But we would always do like some pretty fucked up shit in high school. And there was a few times that were pretty funny. I remember one time we had an old cranky, almost like dinosaur art teacher, and Thomas thought it would be a good idea to put a condom on her door handle, and then lean a trash can up against the door, and then bang on the door. And then the door like swung out. So by the time she would swing the door out, the trash can would like spill over and just shit would fly everywhere. And then we would run into the bushes just like laugh. And she came out because she's like, this wasn't the first time we fucked with her. We'd been knocking on this door for a couple months now, and she's over it. So she comes out and she tries to find us for just laughing. Like, I'm pretty sure she can just even hear the laughter. And it's just like, I'm gonna get you guys one day. And then she goes back to open the door and get back into her class, and we had put a condom on the door, so her head just got covered in sex lube. And she went in, and we did some stupid shit like that. Or
It was hilarious when you were in the classroom. Like, I would be in the classroom, like, pretending to do art, and then just bang, bang, bang. I was like, oh man, that's Joe. And then she would open and trash go over. It was so funny.
we had one where Shane had staged everyone in our math class, different classroom, everyone in the math class deserved nicer chairs because it was the school was falling apart, and there's a lot of like crappy textbooks and like really old desks
And they kept breaking.
where the fucking the little wooden table that's attached to it. I mean, we're bigger than that. Like it's so uncomfortable to sit in that shit. I think Thomas had fucking he'd lean him forward and he'd break one of the legs and
The
shit.
ones that I could fit in, like they had special ones for the fat kids.
Thomas, you probably broke
I'm like-
2, and that was in fucking middle school.
Shit on the floor, you like
They
it.
just weren't reinforced.
That was 100 pounds ago.
But,
Special thing.
we had decided to sit in the back of the classroom, the entire class. We got the entire fucking class, 30 kids, to not sit in their chair piece of shit desk thing, and sit on the fucking floor with us and learn from the back of the classroom. And we got away with that for a week before the teacher was like, "I'm fucking calling an administrator. You guys are just stupid."
Nope.
We had one, and what was that one guy in 9th grade that his wife had left him and shit, where he used to freak the fuck out.
Cascade.
Yeah, something like that. And
His wife came into his classroom. This was 2 or 3 years before we had him, and she left him like in person with front of all the students and said that she was leaving him for a woman and that he was a pedophile and like he just threw all this shit at her and then left and like I mean he never was gonna live that
Yeah,
shit
it was
down.
almost like a comic character at this point because like he was so depressed and like his wife, which is fucking sad. But I mean, when you're in like middle school,
But hilarious.
your heart beats out. That's kind of how it is, and like it sucks, but that's the truth of it. But I remember one time we didn't want to learn this class. It was fucking boring. He was just taking on us at some points. But Thomas had stolen the projector's paper that goes on the clear projector sleeve that had like the day's lessons on it. And he fucking threw it like in this like corner with like all these boxes and shit. So like I couldn't find it. And he started yelling at us, and, like not like where is it?
I thought it was an heart attack.
Yeah, no, he was just like, "You're a bunch of fucking stupid kids. You understand? You understand? I don't need this shit." We're like, holy shit! Like it had escalated so far beyond fucking something that we wanted to be a part of. But at this point, like, you shut the fuck up and kind of
Ride it out. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we used to just fuck around all the time, and I don't know.
The Coup de Girl was the 8th grade. We had our like leopard shirts and we all put leopard fucking socks on them. Like that was what we signed. When people would ask, we just read that. So they came around and took like all of our shirts and they locked them in the gym in this like gym office. And so I talked Joe and like Shane into helping me, and Jason. We just kicked the door in and we stole our shirts back. And then we went across the street to this apartment complex and jumped in the fountain. We came back to the gym and we took soap from the bathroom and like we took the baggie out and just put it all over the gym floor and just turned the whole gym into a soap and slide.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I have one that's from middle school, but it's not necessarily a prank so much, but keep it kind of in theme. It started out in 5th grade, actually. I was living in Poinciana on the Reedy Creek Elementary, and my buddy and I had like this horrible metal band, and we decided we were going to move to LA. Me and my buddy Mike DeLee, who was a bad kid, just got exponentially worse. So we got this one kid who coincidentally, his dad comes forward in the story, was the principal of the middle school we're soon to go to, Beaumont. So we draw this thing called Operation Runaway. We're going to steal his dad's car. And it was all like pictographs, like a note we passed back and forth about how we're going to steal a car at night and we're going to go to LA and become super famous metal musicians. Well, ends up, Sean's...
Is it middle school?
This is 5th grade, actually.
Oh, shit.
So Mrs. Davis's class. So Mrs. Davis caught us, and Sean Snediger spilled the beans and got us in trouble. Like he just snitched not to get in trouble. We got like ISS for elementary school was like kind of a big thing. So I thought the story was done. End up getting bused from Poinciana into Beaumont, which was in downtown Kissimmee. It was a horrible school, like super nasty. And bump into Mike D'Elia. It's been months and months. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" Ends up being in my PE class. Come to find out, the principal is the father of the kid that snitched on us. And this kid's like going by like hood rules or some shit like that. And he's like, "All right, well, I'm ready to roll off on this guy." So he grabs an aluminum bat.
Oh shit.
Runs after he was the assistant principal, Mr. Snediger. Started beating the shit. He's like, "Come on, man, you got my back." I'm like, "No, fuck no, absolutely not." And he ended up going in some sort of juvie home after that and all that shit. But it was a strange story.
To this day, he writes Keith all over his walls.
He was a bad.
It's crazy
kid.
how much like back in the day we take advantage of the schooling system just because like we knew it's like at the bottom line was like you're not gonna get arrested, man. Just fucking go crazy. And on top of that, like our school was crumbling.
All right, you guys are rank amateurs. All right,
You got something there?
I got something.
Show us the money, man.
So
All right, we had a kid, a friend of mine in high school. It was my freshman year of high school, and his dad was a cop, and he stole the cop level pepper spray from his dad. Right, brought it to school to show off, and we were like, "What you should do? Spray it in this vent, the air conditioning vent right here."
Like into the classroom.
Yeah, and he sprayed it in the air conditioning vent, and it went through the system and started to leak out into the classrooms. And because of what we did, they literally cleared out the entire school.
Oh shit.
Every classroom, every student was standing in the middle quad.
Were you standing?
That was back before.
Okay.
And so yeah, because of our, I don't know if I call it a joke,
Genius.
It's
But
it's like
we
this thing
cleared
that
out the
you don't follow
entire
through.
school. So
Yeah, you don't think it's gonna be some huge thing, and then like.
But we're the same way, we're the same way.
Or
we were the same way. Oh, and they had hazmat guys
Did you get
come
caught?
out.
Did you get caught?
No,
Never got caught for this?
Is there a statute of limitation
Well,
on
now.
this?
Yeah, I just admitted it on video and
Cops are knocking on the
It's all
door.
fiction.
FBI. Yeah.
Well.
Sojin fucking stabbed a guy, alright?
No, he attempted to.
This cock.
Fucking, that was awkward.
Whatever, he still got expelled for it. And I didn't say a fucking word. I held him down.
I didn't say shit.
Have you ever used your ability like to speak or like just to engineer situations to like totally get out of a situation, like get someone in trouble for something
The
you did?
cornered end, but call someone else out.
Yeah, like
Yeah, dude.
I had a dude that I was messing with. I was just being a bully at a middle school dance, and he just finally broke. I had been calling him homo or something, whatever was cool those days. And I picked him up, slammed his head into a post, and next day I
Because
come.
he called you homo?
No, I called him a homo. He got pissed off, and he
So you were
attacked
a
me.
fucking bully.
So yeah,
I mean, he admits that. He's like, yeah, I was bullying this kid.
yeah, I was definitely bullied, big time. And so I worked in the office as like an office aide.
Wait, was this when you worked as a middle school teacher?
No, that'd be funny though. It's foreshadowing. But this kid, like I totally took advantage of the situation. And it was a school dance. My mom was waiting to pick me up like in the car lane, so I just kind of like rammed his head into a concrete post. I'm like, he fell down, and I'm like, all right, gonna jump in my mom's car and go home. Well, I come into school the next day, and I was like the office aide for the disciplinarian, Mr. Callahan, at our school, and I see dude waiting to go into his office. I'm like, oh shit. So I went in. They made us say our stories independently, and I just said everything that I had done to him, I said he had done to me. And I knew.
But you didn't get scratched up?
No, not at all.
He smashed my head into a concrete
Exactly.
But I'm fine, dude.
Well, it was more that he was calling me a bag or whatever. I was just trying to play off the macho-ness of like the disciplinarian from the school. I knew I could kind of control him, and I got a friend to come in to say that
You're being
I was fucking bad. So he ended up getting into way more trouble and all this stuff. And fast forward like maybe 10 years later, I go to a like house party. And
Tell me he's there.
He is jacked. He was like diesel, this guy.
Too?
And like I'm trying to avoid him. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go up to this kid. I'm like,
Call it out.
he immediately he's like, hey, what's up, kid?
Oh shit, he knows your name still.
I'm like, you can beat my ass now, or I could just say sorry. You know, those were different days. He's like, oh man, don't even sweat it. But it was fucked up. I felt really bad, and it's crazy. Like I only maybe have 2 or 3 major beefs with people from over the years, and that was one that kind of was in the back of my memory. So it's cool that he was so graceful about it because I was fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably try to get you, fucking throw in your face and stuff. Even later.
Let's have some more drinks, see what happens.
You go.
Yeah, sure. In elementary school, or not, kindergarten, that's the one with 5 years, right? Alright.
Unless
When I was in kindergarten, like this kid went down the playground. I was like, "Hey, you want to play Mario?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to play Mario." Like, because that game was fun. So he's like, "All right, Mario, you be Bowser." I'm like, "I'm not a dragon."
Okay.
And like, basically, he wanted to like fake box, I guess. And I don't like.
So he just picked names. I mean, I did this with like Power Rangers. Like, I'm Jason.
Like, it was the weirdest thing. But he slapped me in the face.
Oh shit!
And that
straight
was
up.
not okay. And I grew up
But
with
it's
brothers.
weird because he asked. He's like, "Can I fucking hit you in the face?" I
Well,
mean,
like,
yeah.
no, he's like, and this is how we do it. He like, slaps me in the face, and I'm just like growing up with older brothers, like you just strike fast and strike hard, and just damn the consequences.
Yeah.
So he did that, and I just grabbed his head and slammed it into this brick wall that we were right next to, and like, it just starts bleeding. He's like, "Ah!" Like runs off. I'm like, "Shit, I did something wrong." So I like get on a tricycle.
I'm Bowser. I'm the villain.
I just get on this tricycle and act like that's what I've been doing the entire time. So I'm like,
Well, I'm just tricycling
just
over
riding
here.
this tricycle
Just lay
on
down in the
track.
sand and fall asleep. I'll sleep.
Well, I was asleep. But yeah, no. So I got in trouble for it, and like I got in like bad trouble because of different kids had been hitting on a brick wall, and like they pulled me into the office, and I'm like, he fell, like he tripped on his ankle and like, and they're like,
This kid's a fucking liar, right?
I'm like, yeah, we were slapping each other and I slapped him and he stumbled and he just tripped or something and his head that way and they're like, well, you shouldn't be slapping each other, so we're gonna go ahead and spank him because back when we could spank kids.
You can still do it, just can't get caught.
It's fine.
Actually, I had a young one when I got into effect too. Okay.
Because it gets better. Fast forward,
Never mind.
fast forward a little bit. I moved to Gainesville for a couple of years. Got mono, got held back. It's fifth grade. Get sick.
Tune down back in
Anyways, so I moved back. I'm a year behind everyone I know in Orlando, and I go to freshman year of high school. Let's get the softball. And he's like, dude, come hang out with us. Or we'd be from like preschool. I'm like, do you remember me at that time? And so like, I'm just like nervous. It's like this kid's gonna like fuck with me. He's gonna get his revenge after years, and then he tells the story as if he had like fucked me up.
That's
The
also
same story, but like
yeah.
switched it.
And like in my head, I'm like, I don't like this kid. And so basically, like throughout partying that first year, like I got in with this group, and I eventually just got to like everyone liked me better than him. And because it's like the beginning of high school and everything's popularity, I ended up sleeping with his girlfriend. And then like, he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, you shouldn't tell fucking stories back then. He's like, I'm like, I slammed your head on the wall.
Oh damn!
And he's
That
like,
was your revenge?
yeah, I stole his
You did
friend's
it on purpose?
Yeah, I
You're a
stole
bunch of
his
fucking
friend's fucking
bullies.
girlfriend and then called him out for like telling false stories.
That's some mean girl shit.
It's like mom.
The next time you see him, he's gonna be like, remember that time I fucked you up?
Remember that time I stole your friend's fucking girlfriend?
18
Yeah.
years ago.
I'm like, oh, is this your community center?
Jeez.
Welcome to listeners to the Bunch of Bullies podcast.
Yeah, I changed the camera so Drew could tell the story, and we all speak ourselves.
That's one of the good things about being handicapped. Nobody ever suspects.
Right.
It's like they never
Yeah,
blame
we
you.
never
Like,
expect
Matt's
that
the most
out of
evil one of us.
like I sold cigarettes in high school. And they never. It was like yeah,
Traded for lunches and shit.
anything.
Was it currency?
No, I mean I
Are you just trying
just
to make
sold
money
them
off
to teenagers. Yeah.
that.
What were you selling a cigarette for? Buck?
Well, no, I mean I sold packs.
That Lucy game.
You still got him?
You just had a fucking a way to get them?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sweet.
I had it was probably like kindergarten, something like that, where I had this idea. I really liked Mortal Kombat, and I used to take blue.
Feels so old.
Mortal Kombat, really?
In kindergarten?
No, it wasn't. I don't know, man. I'm guesstimating. So I don't know, second grade, whatever. Fucking, I was a kid.
Matthew.
And I was starting to. I'd like to make construction paper like masks that look like Sub-Zero or Scorpion or something. So I put the green and the black. So I'm kidding, and I put it around and like go out and like run in the playground. But there was I had a friend that was in like a different like portable, like different classroom, but we had the same playtime or whatever. And we'd have the idea that we'd have a like a pine cone fight. And, like that was kind of like what we did. Is we'd dress up and like I'd be like Sub-Zero, he'd be fucking Scorpion or something, and fucking throw pine cones at each other. And I guess I got him wrong, man. But I threw the pine cone and I knocked him right in the head, and it cut him right or something. He started gushing blood, like all over his face and shit. And I don't know. He started screaming and running off. But like he was like, it was the kid because like he had a thing, and like I'd already thrown the mask away because like I don't know. Like I guess he couldn't like point me out in the fucking lineup or whatever.
What a great friend.
Yeah.
Worst
Let's throw
Mortal
pine cones
Kombat
at each
character
other.
ever.
So there's this
Pine Coney.
There's this other time when I killed this guy.
His name was Thomas.
Yeah, like the air potatoes.
I grew up during the Holocaust. It's real war.
Fake. Jesus fuck. War camp? Just torture? He'd shove things up your people.
and he was 53.
He drive wooden wedge between your fingernails.
Get him out! Get him out!
Did they make you do forced labor?
Hashtag bring back our boys.
And no one ever saw him again.
No wonder you have so much PTSD.
This is
I love that we're all telling stories about like our childhood, and the most innocent story came from the guy wearing the Hail Satan shirt.
Yeah.
All right, moving into beer one. Is we got the dark water.
Was it on camera?
All right, this is a Florida Dark Ale. Anyone want to guess the ABV?
I had written it down.
8.5.
Keith?
6.7.
Drew?
6.8.
Did you already know?
Is it 6.8?
It's exactly 6.8.
Fucking rate me on that one.
I put it on Instagram.
I bought
$1.
$1.
$1.
All
We're
right,
actually the
wrong.
highlight of the episode every time. It's like, come on, $7.
Yo, I spit in here, so it's a little bit less.
Iconic and treasured. Oh, I forgot how to do the list. Iconic and treasured to many in Florida. Swanee River is an ancient and revered part of our state.
It's not fun.
Yeah, you would like Rasta,
And
man.
Right. Oh. As the rising white sand beaches, the rivers, this Brumida Beach.
No, a Rasta man, I'm a drunk man trying to do Rasta.
Oh, my bad.
You sound like Teddy from Bob's Burgers.
Hey, come on, jeez.
Welcome back. Come on.
Quit sounding
Hey,
dumb,
Rob.
dummy.
But
Hey, bub.
All right, start us off, Thomas.
It's a lot like Guinness, a little more hop. It's thick, dark, hoppy, not too hoppity. And it's local. So, all things considered, 4 to 5.
This is all things considered is fucking NPR.
that's it.
Shut the fuck
This is
up.
KindaFunny Podcast. Shut your face.
What, they
This is that
say
Trademark. Trademark.
It's like a car show.
This is all things considered.
all things Nerdist, Smallcast. It's pretty good.
It's pretty welcome to Night Vale-ish. I don't know.
I don't know. It's all right. I like the way it starts, and I hate the way it ends.
Just like sex.
Just like sex.
With our lead.
You know, at the end of it, there's that mirror where you have to look at yourself, and you're like,
Charges, you know.
"Why did I do this?"
Fear of shade.
Too much pizza. Speaking of which, do we win?
No, I don't believe so.
Um,
Okay, that's cool.
We can order online. It's really good.
What do you think about the beer, Joe? Is it
oh,
good?
yeah, I haven't even gotten
No, I'm sorry.
yeah, I
Tell
definitely
me
see how it,
Kind of pizza.
it's a little Guinnessy, but I don't know. I like Guinness too. Meat and stuff because I think
Wait, from where?
texture at the back end.
Caesars.
This is just
Caesars?
meat. So yeah, I'll give it a 2.5.
First thing I did when I tasted it was like it tastes just like a Sierra Nevada. Almost identical. Maybe it's because I haven't had Sierra Nevada in a while, but it's basic. It's good. 3 out of 5. Middle of the road. Doesn't blow me away, but it doesn't taste like shit either. It was a fair price for what I bought too.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I really was literally going to say it tastes just like Sierra Nevada. Like
Okay, it's a fucking Sierra Nevada.
torpedo or something. The only thing I like about it a little bit better than like a traditional Sierra Nevada is it's got a little bit of sweetness. It takes the edge off of like the citrus hops or whatever the hell that's in it. But I would drink it. I would drink a bunch of them. 3.8 repeating.
Yep.
So 2 listeners. You creeped anybody out at this point?
No, this one's pretty tame so far. No, we gotta. Panchi? No. Whoa.
And 6 to 8 weeks later, you get your.
I mean, I know a guy that does that like actively, but that's cool.
I mean, do they? Is it like? Do they bring it that day? Do you have to wait a couple days? How does it work? So what if I want a gallon of milk? Any dairy products?
They ship live animals.
I mean, like, I already knew I could order a can of beans on Amazon, but I mean, if you can't get dairy products, then it's not that interesting.
What about bananas?
No, never
Don't get bananas.
I want a banana.
Will the drone bring it to me?
Black helicopter just lands in your yard.
Are we moving on to the next thing?
No,
Yeah,
I think we're gonna.
We already did all the beer.
Okay. The next thing is we're going to move into booze news, and it starts with Ghostbusters 3. This was something I think you wanted to bring up as well. So.
Ghostbusters 3?
Yeah. It's going to be an all-female cast. It seemed to have gotten some shit online, but I didn't see a problem.
Some shit.
I don't know. I didn't want to like fancy it because like Bill Murray put out some names and it was like all like chicks that act that I love. It was a Kristen Wiig, Emma Stone, and there's one more. But I mean, Kristen Wiig and Emma Stone pretty much sell it for me because I love both.
I mean, there's so many.
Which one's Kristen Wiig?
Bridesmaids.
Who is she in Bridesmaids?
She's on
She's the
SNL
main
as well.
character, right?
Okay.
But yeah, like, there's a lot of funny women out there. You can do this great.
I think it would be good too.
Pretty much anyone. I mean, like the dude that's making it and the girl that is writing it. The two of them, everything they've ever done is involved Melissa McCarthy.
It's including people that did fucking Freaks and Geeks too.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. Like that, yeah. Like this setup is retardedly good.
Well, like,
How many
pretty much
pieces?
grand-
3 pieces? That's enough.
Sure. Pretty much guaranteed to have Melissa McCarthy in it.
I'm
Which
excited
is
for
okay.
it. I think it's a good switch up. Fucking Bill Murray doesn't want to do it. The only guy that's really like gung ho is the other dude.
Aykroyd?
No one's gonna know to do it.
Aykroyd.
The other guy is very upset that he's not in it.
Well,
Not Aykroyd, the black dude.
no, the black dude, he did a whole thing about how it's a bad idea. He can't do an all female cast because he wants to be in it.
Yeah, he's like, well, dude, I should be in it.
I don't think it's going to be good. I think it's going to kill the franchise.
Really?
I believe so. I think that it's going to be hard to find a recourse, and just because comedy's not really the same way that it used to be back then, you couldn't pull off a just movie that isn't adult oriented. You know what I mean? Because it kind of hinted on adult stuff, the original Ghostbusters, but it was kind of a kiddie movie. I think the humor might be a little bit more edgy. It might not be good.
I think it could still be okay. I don't think it should have been a reboot.
That's true. Yeah, I mean,
I have
that
a
was
little bit
his
of an issue with that.
that was his fair thing. Is like, if it's going to be a completely different cast, how the fuck are you going to call it Ghostbusters? Which makes sense. Like, that's a fair question.
Because they've done it off like a licensing thing, like where these chicks are trying to get their lives together, and so they
Yeah, like
buy a
start
Ghostbusters
new
licensing.
franchise,
Yeah.
or like even if you haven't beat the daughters of the originals.
I mean, there's some holes in the plot,
Yeah,
but it's also one of the
but
things
then
like
again,
I
it's not.
trust.
It's also that's just what they want to do. Like we don't have confirmation on who's going to be in it. We don't have
Yeah,
confirmation.
I mean, this is all our fellow podcast members. Bill Murray, he's sitting in the corner over here. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
stays
will
there.
not.
you can't
Yeah,
shut up,
he
man.
refuses to be on it.
Shut up.
Yeah. We got the information from him. It's the people you wanted on the fucking show, Bill. But whatever.
Put your
Bill,
pants
Bill,
on,
can you give us any hints? Just any? Oh, he's right now. Nope, he drew a picture of Forrest fucking.
buddy.
Thanks.
That's exactly.
Oh.
He's an artist, though. It's great.
Thanks, Bill.
The GOG has a lot of detail.
That's a very detailed voice.
But I,
Into my mouth.
honestly, I think if they made it more action-oriented, it's probably a stupid idea, and it's just me pontificating on what I think would be better, and it's probably dumb, but and if they fleshed out the kind of mythos of Ghostbusters, I always liked that shit. I don't know if you guys played the Xbox game at all, where
It had the original voice actors, right? I
Yeah.
skipped over the.
but they, the whole Gozer pantheon, the whole, all the different characters, and the shit that they kind of just hinted at in the movies.
That would be great.
Well, that's what Bill Murray
First up.
called the video game, like the third movie. He was like, this is our third movie. That's what I want it to be.
It was hilarious. Like, this stuff was great in
That's
that.
good.
But we'll see what happens. Maybe it won't be as many sexy Ghostbuster chick costumes.
If they don't
next year.
all end up in their panties at the end, covered in gozer juice,
It's like,
he's looking at
Rick
me.
Moranis is taking over. Like, No, because they're not doing the people. It would be, they'll have Michael Cera be the Rick Moranis with the captain figure in it, and like he's taking over as Gozer. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, it's an exciting idea that the franchise is going to get picked up again. I know
Sure.
Murray wasn't going to do shit with it, and it was just sort of sitting there, and they had an idea. And if they can like spark the idea, because like so many people still love Ghostbusters, especially now, let's just see what they can do with it. There's enough people on board that I can trust that I think it will be good. But no, there's definitely enough to be weary about with I don't know, updating the humor and the storyline, and then even figuring out how it would be the third installment. What if they all die, and like we got to keep the Ghostbusters going, so let's hire these chicks or something like.
Oh, they gotta track the original Ghostbusters or like ghost
And I mean, like,
shit.
You catch your card. I will catch.
and it's kind of so bad to me because like we know that Aykroyd will have nothing to do with it. Murray wants nothing to do with it.
Murray had said like, what was it?
Well, what was he said?
He said he would be in the opening scene. I think that was Murray's thing.
Yeah, but like Harold Ramis is dead. Sorry about it. Annie Potts is dead. Sorry about it.
What about the chick that played Janine? She's still around?
That's Annie Potts.
Annie Potts.
She died?
Yeah.
Fucking Sigourney Weaver.
Last week or yeah, so Sigourney Weaver's still around, but they should have. You know who should start it? They should make it not. They should still be a sequel, and the girls should get picked by the babies.
Okay.
Like that character would be like, hey, I own Ghostbusters.
Oscar.
Here.
Oh,
Yeah, Oscar. That's his name.
yeah.
by Matt.
Yeah, I mean, we've bitched about sequels and stuff time and time again, but I don't know. I'd like to see.
It seems like it's going to be the kind of thing that'll be really epic or just really bad. There's no in between.
Absolutely, yeah. So like, it was kind of good. It was either which the writers of all Freaks and Geeks, like I'm very excited for that. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for error in what they're doing. Is that you?
Yeah, it's like me rubbing my thumb on the microphone.
Sometimes when that they get that shit,
How have I never noticed this before?
I don't know. Well, because we edited it out.
No, it's not me doing it. Like I do other stuff. Like I think every episode I have a different thing I do, but like I've never noticed I can just do that with my thumb.
Yeah, everyone can kind of any weird fidgeting on the mic. It's
Fidgeting.
I feel like,
You want it
we
sometimes,
should move on.
Rub my teeth. Yeah, let's just keep talking until Thomas gets back.
We got no one saying anything, but we got 2 people watching. How you guys doing?
What's
Hey,
your
guys.
problem, people?
Hello.
All right, that's cool, man. Nobody's watching.
Can they chat? Like,
Yeah, there's a group chat over here on the right.
I see it.
and they ain't saying anything, huh?
Yeah.
So we can't get their names?
Well, it's hard to type one-handed, so.
I mean, okay. So Thomas is in the room, but that's it.
That would be awesome.
That guy will never come.
Oh, we're down to 1. We called him.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit!
We acknowledge their existence.
Come on, that.
Spooky.
That's why I keep a sock next to my computer at all times. You wouldn't have to bow out.
Oh, we're about to 2.
Yeah, we knew you'd come back.
Real quick about American Horror Stories. If anybody's watching, it really feels like the director has picked up some camera heads from like Wes Anderson or something. Like it's really like artsy now, and like even some of the shit where they do these like they deadpan on someone's face and then the camera spins and then like deadpans on someone else's face, and it feels super polished this season.
Something crazy came up yesterday. I have this book called Murder in the Tropics. It's like probably from the early 90s. And it's from a series of just like Florida history type books. The second one was all murders and shit like that. But I let my buddy borrow it. I didn't remember having read the story, but he brought it back to me yesterday. And it has the story from Jupiter Beach, Florida of the lobster boy.
Yeah.
And there's like a historic story behind it that we...
That's cool that there's a lot of history. There's usually a lot of history in American Horror Story.
Well, like in the historic aspect of it, like he was murdered by the strongman. So that I'm gonna just spoil the show for everybody. So I don't know.
If that happens, that's cool. I mean, it's nothing spoilable. It's just it's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
They're pretty good
horrible.
about having things pop up. Out
The,
of so.
I'm
Did
pretty
you
sure
see?
the audience would be very upset if Lobster Boy dies. That's fucking the heartthrob of the show.
That dude dies every season.
Okay, he died last season, but he came back. He was Frankenstein. And season 3 coming.
I actually have only watched season 1.
But you said he dies every season.
He does.
Way to
He
spoil it.
dies in the second one.
So
He's gonna
first
die in the
season,
fourth one.
He was dead the whole time.
Exactly.
He was dead the whole time in the third
Alright.
one.
I just gotta say, am I the only person that is watching that first season? Every time they showed him in his school shooting makeup, just lost their ass crap laughing.
I actually
That was
ridiculous. No, I mean it's silly, but like it's
So
a school
goofy.
shooting scene.
What about playing modern fucking songs like that?
You talking about the new season? Fiona Apple Criminal?
I thought that was retarded.
When they did David Bowie, which is came out way after it's what 50s, right? And Bowie's Life on Mars was like a 70s hit.
Well, the last season, like the women were referring to themselves as suffragettes. Like I don't think anybody would have done that. It was
Check
like-
it, Coven.
yes, in Coven. So like
Coven was
historically,
modern time. Was it not? I'm pretty sure that's fucking modern.
no. When they went back in the origin of the Axeman story, that was a flashback. So I don't really think they pay too much attention to the timeline stuff. But I thought the
American
Fiona
Horror
Apple
Story
was
is
too much.
porn for horror fans. Like,
Pretty
it
much.
looks great, and there's some shit that I appreciate about it, but if you're gonna like dissect the show and like, really get into it, goddamn, there's some plot holes.
Yeah.
Like for sure. I mean, that's just how it goes. It's like this looks good, doing that. How about we have this happen? Like they take on too much from American Horror Story. So it is what it is.
I don't really think it's horror though. You know, they have horrific scenes. It's more like
This
a
is-
soap opera.
This is weird because I talked to Brett the other day and he said he has a bunch of friends like too scared to watch. Like they're too scared. They think it's too fucked up.
This clown.
Well, he
Your
said he
friends
was
are
watching
watching
Asylum and he thought it was terrifying. Like he's like, I'm gonna try and push forward, but like for me, like I fucking love horror and I was like, it's like bubblegum. Like, this is
The intro was
this
good
is
with that
easy.
blood face, dude. That was kind of cool when they're
This new one?
no, when the Asylum. I guess when it started out, like the origin of like the blood face murderer. Was that one? Or was it the season?
Oh,
before?
fucking yeah, no.
That was kind of scary.
Bloodface was Asylum. Yeah,
That was
They
cool.
did yeah. Yeah, no, I like how they've kept the same like motif in the theme songs, but they kind of like add different noises or whatever that kind of like help it portray that certain thematic element.
I saw this, for lack of a better word, retarded article on Gawker the other day. I don't know if you've seen this. No, they were going through all the characters, talking about, you know, this character was inspired by this famous person. This part was inspired by this famous person. A lot of the people on the fucking new season actually have those maladies. So, like,
Yeah.
how can my weird, you know, congenital defect or whatever you want to call it be inspired by someone else's defect? Like, oh wow, you know, I'm just a copycat of the old Flipper Man or whatever.
That was a weird one. The guy that's got the shorter arms is
I know, like that.
it didn't look normal on film. It almost looked fake. But it was part of the time.
Yeah, she was actually inspired by another person.
I played Sweet.
It was just like, but how could that be? I thought it was a horrible way to
Well, I mean, I'm sure she's not the first like doll lady in the world.
She's Guinness Book the smallest. She like 11 inches. Crazy. She's crazy.
Yeah, so but
She's got porn hands though. Like they're not
That would be a really important.
would. It definitely exists.
Midget person?
We're talking, you know,
Just the 11
you saw the
tall,
first
yeah.
episode of Freak Show?
Yep.
The very tiny woman?
Yep.
Photo with her.
like 11 inches tall, just in the.
We are terrible.
We're the worst.
Um,
We still.
well, that
great.
would go right into a fucked up whorehouse, which I've been looking for.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to talk about this. It made me
Did
bring
you
it
see
up.
it?
Yeah, like
Oh,
the weird like torture houses.
Did you apply?
No.
I did.
I honestly I like horror, and I've been to Halloween Horror Nights a few times, but I thought this was a little too fucked up for me. I probably couldn't go to this.
But yeah, it's insane.
I want a golden ticket so bad.
Like, yeah, keep that feeling. You're
By the way, the
responsible.
pizza's like 46.
Shit, man. It's hard
Hold up. Why is it coming out of there?
Where did we get this pizza from?
So
Very nice.
to figure out the video real quick.
No, 36.
This video to describe it for the listeners of the podcast this is like an extremely graphic horror experience that you can immerse yourself in, where you're really like brought. It's not like Halloween Horror Nights where like you walk through and something kind of pops out. Like this is like you get bound and gagged and put
Why don't we talk about that after we watch the video?
freezer through
and horny.
That's a terrible sound you just. That it screams like a girl.
Fridays and Saturdays. Two-hour tour. More extreme. More intense. More terrifying. Frank, are you watching the link from the Facebook?
On screen.
What's up?
Switch to screen. Switch on screen. It's good.
Yeah.
What's your screen? What's your screen? I'm sorry. It was what you said the first time.
Oh, no worries.
Two to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours, exclamation mark.
And the time that it would take to go through a line at Halloween Horror Nights. Anybody else have a chubby? Chris Elliott.
To be fair, the last one was just a wet t-shirt contest. Okay.
Can we rewind that?
Just to see her boobs. Cast of admission? Who made the video for this? Like, come on. No, I don't know.
Matthew. Yes, it's back to me.
Should I put up the intermission?
In the Philippines, that would just be lunch.
Oh, and the dog food donations. You gotta put that in the video.
all right.
God, who made the
We
video?
get the fucking point.
It's okay if you complete the video. There's no way he's going through the house.
Do you like being skied?
No, it's not that. It's
Do
just
you like
it's
donating
really,
to the
it's really
Twitter
fucking repetitive. So,
$6 hours?
Well,
And
that
then
was
it was 2
just
to 3
6
hours.
hours.
Well, on that one they said 2 to 3,
Yeah.
but on the
No,
website
it's
it's
not
up to
complete
8.
it. Like
Oh.
2 to 3 is how long most people can last.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay.
No, wait, you can't leave. That's the other thing they said.
No, they take you out when you freak out and like use the safe word.
That's if you can't leave.
Yeah, like when you break down, they take you
Yeah,
out.
you can't die in that thing.
Like
Those-
once you
they don't
start
want
like
pieces all
shitting
over.
yourself,
Yeah.
Or punching
like,
people.
they're gonna like drag you out. Well, I mean they carry you up a lot of times.
I think
I
we can
mean,
turn the
I feel
tables,
like
though.
if I got people to sign a waiver, I could also just, do anything I want to them, and I could probably just get the shit out of them. Just,
There's limitations though. You can't Kevorkian somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
But you can make them think.
but there's certain things that
they
seem
signed a
dangerous.
waiver.
Like the little explosive thing that they do with the squibs, where they shoot stuff at your face.
Mm.
That seems like that could do like ophthalmic damage. Like,
Are you talking about like the toilet thing?
yeah, that seems dangerous.
There's a lot of dangerous shit about it, but you signed off that you're okay with it.
But if you have some
There's no way
you know
I
what
would
mean?
sign a waiver so that a couple backwoods hillbillies could put me through the little thing they made.
Well,
Because
it's
there's a good chance.
There have
they're
been
gonna-
other ones where like people have ended up like stripped, like have like mostly naked and like put up like light behind them, so like they're illuminated like on a window mirror in like the house. And a car driving by, are like, hey, look at that topless chick.
Why have we done this already?
Well,
sign a
we're
waiver
not
and take all your clothes off and throw blood.
Ma'am, can you sign this for us real quick?
So to quickly recap the video, it's just a bunch of people that are paid to really be
Just
kind
be
of
fucked over.
mentally abused through a house where there's people that dress up much like what you see in Halloween Horror Nights, but then they can touch you and bound you and gag you and yell in your face and put disgusting things in your mouth and cover you with fake blood. Like it's a really
like snakes.
immersive experience, and the reason I wanted to bring it up is I know like horror in general, this is our Halloween episode, horror in general is something that is full of being sensationalized. Like it's watching something crazy to invoke a reaction on you, and these people are paying for something that extreme.
It's free.
Pretty sure it was
It's absolutely free. You have to sign up. They take 2 people at a time, and they dole out golden tickets to people that sign up.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so it's not paid. It's something that
How do they make money?
you get
They
into.
don't-
You agree to immerse yourself into. And with that sort of sensationalism, that's exactly sort of like what horror is. People that are fans of it, like some people even take it this extreme and even further.
They resell the boat.
Do you feel like this is something that is healthy?
I think it's different. I don't think it's horror necessarily. I honestly, I think it's more akin to S&M. I think like going to see a dominatrix as opposed to like horror, which to me something that's scary is more subtext. You know, it's more what isn't shown than what's shown.
Yeah, it's letting you know.
The scary part to me is that these guys probably have no idea what they're doing, and at some point they're gonna choke me out, or like I'm gonna be like, "Hey, I can't fucking breathe," and then I'm gonna die, and then we're like, "Oh shit, oops!" Like the scary part isn't necessarily like what's happening.
Police
It
officer?
doesn't look like they're really choking anyone. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking have a heart attack and be like,
I
I,
feel
need
like
to go to the hospital,
I feel
and
like
then
if
we're
I was
like,
interacting
blood
with
in my
someone
face.
that punched me, like I would try to kill them too. Like I would, even if it was a joke,
Yeah, you're
You're
blindfolded.
duct taped
duct
up,
taped
yeah.
I'd go buck.
I just start
up.
just start
Everyone
driving
likes
up at
that.
people, naked, strip down.
That's true. Yeah, the more you fuck with them, the worse it gets.
Yeah, there's also more than there are of you.
Let's just open a waterboarding tent out in the front yard right there.
To see if it
Charge
works.
people. The waterboard.
Real talk though, has anyone ever considered like letting their friends waterboard and just see
Yes.
like, what that's like?
No.
Sounds like a great
waterboarding.
segment.
Can we water? That's gonna be rough to rotate.
We'll figure this out.
Let's
if
do
you
it.
legit want to do that.
Let's do it on the next episode.
Next episode.
I will bring the towel. I will bring the buckets. I'm down. Let's do this.
Right.
We do like the PTSD challenge for like vets that were damaged and
5 seconds, Frank.
yeah, I mean water.
It's
Yep.
terrifying.
There was a
Oh, yeah.
reporter on.
Waterboarding is
Hold on.
horrible.
What, Frank?
It makes you feel like you're drowning.
Just from drop like a washcloth over your face and just a drop.
It's not like a drop. Too.
No, they pour. Yeah, it's
Or
horrible.
they pour it.
Do you want to see a video of it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean that's essentially. I brought it up just because like this is a very extreme version, but like I know there's some people in the room. Thomas, I think you're one of them. Drew, I think you're another that do not appreciate horror movies or scary things or Well, I mean, you might like horror.
I don't appreciate what horror has become. It went from like a good plot and actually being scary to just like let's see how many awful things that we can do with
How
special
many
effects.
intestines can we put in this movie?
Give us some examples of good plot and scary movies.
Recently, like the only one I can think of was
like what was it before it became like this?
Let's see if
I mean like I'm not a big fan of like Friday the 13th and like Halloween and all the other ones, but like they're fun to watch on Halloween. I like sitting down and watching them. I like watching Jason and Freddy Krueger and all that shit. Those were good. They had a plot. It wasn't just like let's pull someone's guts out through their nose with a fucking screwdriver, or like let's smash his
You're talking like Saw, Hostel.
Evil Dead. The new Evil Dead is just that.
I love it. The new one, not the old.
The new one.
So the old wasn't like it.
The old one was interesting because they didn't have to use like CGI as much. Like that
They
was
didn't have it.
yeah, exactly. Like it was interesting to see what they could do with just camera tricks and.
It's the same content though. It's just more graphically shown.
Personally, I thought Army of Darkness was the best one, and that was the one that was the least horrifying. It was just funny.
Almost comedic.
Yeah, that I couldn't appreciate the other two until I had seen Army of Darkness. And was like, okay, let's watch it.
You know, I've been watching a lot of horror movies, this one specifically, and I've watched Halloween, I've watched Friday the 13th, and Nightmare. As of lately, I feel like Nightmare is the funnest, and it's the Wes Craven. It's because it's caught in a dream where it's really imaginative, and there's no rules. When
Hypersexual for some reason.
very much so, but it's almost like tongue in cheek, and it's funny. Like I sit down and I'm like, this is funny. Like when she picks up the phone, or like the
I'm
receiver.
now and then.
Yes, the receiver of the phone is a mouth that like licks her face or something. It's almost silly, but like
Sure.
it recognizes the humor that comes from horror as well.
The first and the second time you see it. Where like it's the dude that's in the dream. He's like stumbling around and like Freddy Krueger just like lifts up his shirt and cuts his nipple off. He's like
Yeah, and
Like,
it's
what the fuck is
super
that?
outrageous.
What was the
I think the only
Cabin in the Woods?
well, yeah, Cabin in the Woods.
That was amazing. That wasn't just one of the like best horror movies. That was the movies.
Have you guys seen Tucker and Dale? Evil?
oh my god.
That was more of a comedy.
That was a good one, right?
Yeah.
Very funny.
I feel like that's when
It's
they do
not a
it
horror
well.
movie.
When they make it
Oh,
funny.
it is a horror movie. It's just it's presented in a comedic light.
Yeah, they just make fun of horror movies.
It's just as gory. There's some fucked up shit. I mean, a
I
kid
mean,
falls
is
in
a parody of a
wood
comedy
chipper.
not still a comedy?
Well,
You're right.
Exactly.
That's true.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
What movie?
Enter the Void.
Enter the Void.
It's
I mean, it does shit to your brain.
I think Poltergeist is way scarier than that.
Poltergeist is like a kid. I always
I haven't
want to
seen
see it.
Poltergeist.
It scared the shit out of me as a child.
I thought the original Exorcist was they did a good job.
I was just
I'll
there's
say the movie I'm the most scared of seeing has to be Gravity.
really.
Just because of the acting?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, Into the Void. Yeah, there's like a precursor. You gotta do some research.
You gotta be high on DMT and then watch someone else's DMT trip.
What I'm saying is the line between comedy and horror is so thin, man. Like even like look at like our last episode, 14. We said some outrageous stuff, some very fucked up stuff, but it's all in the light of making you laugh. But it's tongue in cheek. Like we're not being real. We're being very sarcastic.
But we didn't do
You guys
anything
are
that
being real?
we didn't do anything that you don't see in the Chris Rock performance, though. I mean,
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that outrageous
I mean-
part of who we are, like comedy and horror, like it falls hand in hand. It's the worst extreme possibility of something.
Like the concept of giallo or like Italian horror, like Argento and Fulci and all that stuff. They're kind of murder porn, like, but not in the way of Hostel or Saw. To the degree is there's the tongue-in-cheek kind of like making fun of human mortality, and then also sexualizing the act.
Yeah.
And you can do unique stuff with that. You know, it's
I feel like Saw 1 was a good example of like a good mesh between let's see how much horrible shit and how like interesting plot. And then the other two became nobody likes this.
There was like 9.
Whatever. They're like nobody likes this plot shit. Let's just see what awful things we can put on screen.
Yeah. No, I mean they deviated from the original.
Hostel was just gross.
and then
I get Human Centipede that many of us watched it and laughed, but I feel like there's a lot of people who watched it and were like, "This is horrifying."
A perfect example. I mean, I feel like this is the third episode we brought it up on. Is Tusk. Tusk was a very funny idea made by
I feel
Kevin
like that
Smith
because it is.
and Scott Mosier because of their podcast. It was something like they got super high and they came up with this idea it was all funny. It was funny in your brain, but then like when it comes out and you're watching it, like they take it really far. This is fucking crazy, and it's just interesting to see the gap. It's just how people want to feel a sensation, whether it's laughter or fear or something, because like that's what we search for in life, are these different emotions that distract us.
That's kind of why I'm a big fan of that Tim and Eric's. And I know I brought up bedtime stories before, but the episode this week, it's great. They play off the gimmick of these serialized horror shows like Creep Show and Tales from the Dark Side and all that, being kind of weird. Like, really, if you take these short stories and break them down, like, they don't really make sense. There's just like a weird twist. And, by the way, your neighbor was eating people the whole time. And like, it's not really a well thought out story. So when they kind of take that and spin it on its head, and the podiatrist is like eating toes or something like that, and Kirk gets his stomach cut open. Right? It's crazy.
I mean, I'm a big fan of the horror comedy for sure. It's just
the light it's presented in now. Like a lot of that shit that you think is fucked up, like if it had a fart joke every 30 seconds in between, you'd be able to digest it a little more because you know that it's not reality. And that's where the more fucked up horror comes from, is when you kind of get immersed and you're like, I still take this as like, a fiction, because you fall into it, and then it starts to scare you and it starts to make you question your reality.
There's types of fear too, there's the being susceptible to dying, like the whole mystery of sleep and like Enter the Void, what happens after death and shit like that. Everybody deals with those, so it kind of forces you to answer that question. Yeah, that's what
about that. And that was another thing, like I don't know, like a haunted mansion at Disney or something, like where it catches to out your mind for a number of like spirits and stuff, and that's almost comforting in some ways, because like some people question the reality of God or what happens after you die, but some scary movies, like or at least haunting ones, like with spirits or the paranormal, it's almost like a comforting factor. After you die, there is something else. This almost seems more plausible to me sometimes than some religions that try to cram their ideas on it.
Like the Catholics and try to put their big
fat
the seething idea in your throat.
they write idea on the penis and try to hang it out with them.
But that's probably, I don't know, I never thought about the reason why I don't like a lot of those paranormal activity or like exorcism movies or that kind of shit.
You don't like anything with the spirit realm? Or
no, I'm such a skeptic because like I just categorically throw that stuff out as being like hogwash. So like those movies just don't do anything.
But you think Poltergeist is scary as that?
The reason of that is because it was probably the first horror movie I saw as a child. And it's I think so.
So,
update. Yeah, you're right. Totally right. No, it's that midget lady with the high-pitched voice. I think that really made it scary to me. Go to the light. Go to the light. And that one, the guy, the evil old man.
I've never seen this movie, so I really have no idea.
It's a kid's movie.
You missed it out. It's pretty good.
Poltergeist?
Yeah.
What are your 20 horror movies that you've seen?
It's probably more than that. I think I watched 3 of them yesterday. But, yeah.
Yeah, I have to go with Thomas because I think most horror movies nowadays are just gross fests. It's like how much guts and brains and blood can we fit in here instead of writing
But I
a
mean,
story.
like, a lot of comedies nowadays are just like gross fests done right. Like, not out of gore and mutilation.
Well, no, and I agree too.
What kind of weird sexual stuff can we talk about? It's a poop.
And I don't watch those comedies
He got
either.
poop on his face.
All right.
I don't like
What kind of pizza do you want?
comedies.
What kind of pizza do you want?
You got poop on the pizza.
Oh, we've got Supreme, cheese, and with lamb.
I'm gonna go for the barbecue Hawaiian with
Does anyone want Supreme?
I'll take some cheese. Do we not have some left?
It's in the fridge if you want to go get it. There's an extra cheese. Wait, what did I say?
Some shit.
Barbecue,
Yeah.
cheese, and
Those are plates. We're not animals.
I told you there's no plates. We have our plates, so we got napkins.
Matt's gonna hate you.
I guess we only need 2 pizzas because no one's here.
that's
Okay.
damn. That looks good with all that barbecue sauce on it.
Friend?
You get that terrible crusty thing.
No, I got rid of the crust.
I love terrible crust. It's my favorite.
Is that a thing you can wear?
Pizza and
I like cherry first.
Hey Joe.
There's no such thing as intermission.
I was talking to the pizza guy. I told him we were doing a podcast, and he said that his buddy's doing a podcast. So I give him a shout out to the Offensive Line. Is the name of their podcast. And he said he would tell them to give a shout out to KindaFunnyPodcast. So who knows?
Listen to
We will.
them. Pizza.
They're like a really fucked up like white supremacist podcast.
Hey, Offensive Line. That's a good name.
It sounds like a football podcast.
Let's see if they trademarked it yet.
You want 2 at a time? Or just,
I don't want any of that pizza.
well, what the fuck?
Let's just be the defense.
So,
You just be like up in the back.
you just try stuff.
I just started so.
It's actually really good pizza.
What do you want, cheese?
I think I could have gone without the onions, but it's pretty good.
Is there onions on it?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Very nice. I don't see any pineapples on there either.
So, Joe, did you end up seeing that Babysitter Wanted movie yet?
Yeah, it's like chicken and onions.
It was one of the ones in that dialogue we had on Facebook when was suggested.
Oh, I have a list. I actually.
It's on your list. It's pretty good.
Me and my lady, we have a jack-o'-lantern that I took a bunch of pieces of paper and wrote like 31 horror movies on for October, and it's in there. And you know, your dad was like, "What do you want to watch?" We kind of shovel it out, pick one out and watch it.
That one was suggested to you, and you said you're going to download it because I stalked you and jacked off while I'm doing it.
Sure.
But it's really good. I don't want to tell you anything about it because it's not what you're going to expect, but it's pretty fucking good.
What was it called? Babysitter One or something?
Some shit like that, yeah. Babysitter Wanted.
Yeah, I got a few new ones I've never heard of that are in my head. Like, what's on
Babysitter?
the Taste of Real Tears or something. Some weird fucking like French horror movie, but it's crazy shit.
Another good example of one that is good recently was Let the Right One In, or whatever the new one is.
That's my shit. I love the
The
original.
foreign one? The original one?
They were both good,
Let the
but
Right One In was the original. Let Me In was the
Let Me In.
No, it was Let the Rata Come Run or something was the...
if it was in their language.
I think translated was Let Me In and then Let the Right One In. What's next?
Everybody enjoy this lunch.
Sorry,
This lunch is
I'm
really
really
No, we're
hungry.
just destroying this pizza. Hold on. How do we drink a beer called Dark Water and not discuss the great story of Pirates of Dark Water?
Pretty damn good. Also, a horror movie by the name of Dark Water, a Japanese one, and they did
Oh,
a
yeah,
follow-up
it's
with Jennifer
yeah,
Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly.
I thought you were going to say
And
Dark
that
Winged Duck.
kid from Shepard, or not Shepard, Reaper. You ever watch Reaper?
No.
That's surprising. For as much as you guys love horror, are you aware of what it is?
I'm aware of it's awesome watching you hold your microphone and your pizza.
It was on the CW or whatever. It was a show about this kid who like his parents 23, and the devil shows up and it's played by like the cool lawyer guy from Beats.
Oh, that's cool.
And he shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm the devil. You're my son. You come of age. It's time for you to become my new Reaper." And he's like, "I'm sorry, what? I'm not the son of the devil. You're definitely the son of the devil because I looked at you."
Is there only 2 seasons of Twin Peaks?
Yes. And movie.
Sweet. I'm almost caught up then.
Most people don't like the movie. I thought the movie was fantastic.
Didn't the movie didn't they make the movie and then they made a show off of the movie?
No, the movie came out afterwards, but it's a prequel.
That's Fire Walk with Me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was supposed to be the same story.
No, it wasn't Laura Palmer. It was Amanda something.
Yeah.
Amanda Palmer.
Well, she has the Who Killed Amanda Palmer, which is a Republican. Not a Republican,
Yeah, I'm kind of hesitant about the new. Yeah.
I don't know what it's about.
Did you see they're releasing a book that's going to be what's happened in the meantime between the seasons?
Cool.
No, really?
Kevin
Yeah.
Smith did that one, huh? Called Chasing Dark, and it was way better than James Body Shot.
Did it have an orangutan? A tan?
Yes, it's if you read it, it's basically they wrote the story and it was like that's great, make a movie, and said that and it's the same basic concept. I mean, they really kind of I don't know they could have made a movie, but like they end up in like the Breakfast Club. They were like at a high school, it's basically a Breakfast Club. They're all like fucking with them, and then it's a lot of like homages to movies. Like instead of Will Ferrell's character, they have the entire cast of like the U.S. Marshals and Fugitive, like Tommy Lee Jones's cast is going on. They come across Neil Patrick Harris,
Okay.
like being an actual doctor. Or, no, I'm sorry. They come across a porn based off of Doogie Howser. It's still Neil Patrick Harris.
That's right.
But yeah, it's called Chasing Dogs. It's really good.
I've heard about it.
And like it explains why in Dogma all of a sudden Jay's beanie has a thing embroidered on it. It's when they're in their high school. When they're at this like random high school, they're trying to sell drugs at. Like some girl like grabs it because he keeps saying sniffle, so she like just takes it and embroiders it on their sewing machine. Yeah. I'm trying to keep conversation because I feel bad for the two people.
Yeah, you got enough pizza for the two people if they want to come over.
Oh, we're down to one.
Oh,
Very good.
Maybe he's heading over.
I mean,
You just nutted
you just
again.
smear pizza on the okay.
Just leave it out front.
Thomas, you live on Elm Road,
1600 Avenue.
Elm Avenue. So this is a Nightmare of Elm Avenue. Episode.
No, that was the episode where Thomas spin front of his pants. That was the night. No,
What led to that?
wine.
Nice.
Yeah, lots of wine.
So much wine. There were like 4 of us on that episode, and there
That's the one where
were
you
5.
wore a shirt instead of pants.
No. This is the one that we did
Oh,
with
Star Wars.
Game of Thrones.
It was just me, Drew, Neil, and Thomas.
Feeling
Yeah.
fine.
So where everyone's throwing up and like slap fighting each other. And, we decided to walk down to the lake and Thomas got completely naked. Walk down the street peeing everywhere.
Black people.
Both people, fuck you, both people. Think you're so much better than us land people.
Keep it in class.
Alright. Fucking full of pizza.
Really?
Yeah, he put one in his ass though.
Delicious.
What's up next, Joe? Since you're done with pizza.
What's your pills? Take away the pain. What is it? Leave.
Man,
Hey,
this
you
is
try me with another beer.
our Man Fucks car, which I put a link on. Yeah.
Oh, our viewer's back. Hooray.
I can do that. Car fucking.
Car fucking, I
I
can't
feel
miss
like this
this
should have
one.
been my story.
You heard about the commercial ideas I had where it was going to be like Ford F-150s? It's like, near. You like a truck that likes to fuck. Trucks that fuck you back. Built force fucking tough.
I've never watched this video, but
Step one.
If you picture a man who has sex with cars, that's exactly what you imagine that guy would do.
It's getting turned on right now.
That's why they call Herbie the
he,
love
mas-
bug.
he masturbates on the car.
Want another?
Yeah.
Cheese. Anybody want sauce cheese? Extra cheese?
Sure. Yeah.
Still like bikini car wash.
Put it in the-
This is what you should be watching right now.
We have 6
100%.
What if he helped you get your keys out of your car? Like, unlock the door?
You think he makes love to underage cars?
Works for Papa Lock.
except for the show appearance. But,
That's fucked.
you gotta understand that, baby.
At least he recognizes it's weird.
I'm gonna put my dick on the battery. Let's just say I've stopped by your television station, if you know what I mean.
He's so brave. He's automobile sexual.
Autoerotica.
Oh shit. That's a new term.
Cougars.
So we can fill in the holes with this.
Dude, it's,
I think we get
we can fill in the mufflers.
My question is there anything that's inanimate that you guys fuck?
Yes.
Damn, we're
Well,
not.
I had a
Back down
girlfriend
to one.
once that
I've
It
been
was
plenty
kinda
of
like that.
girlfriends.
Yeah, no, the new term for autoerotic.
Now I saw something a while back on Nat Geo about a different guy, and he actually fit the tailpipes with something similar to like a fleshlight.
Yeah.
literally.
Because otherwise,
Should
like,
watch
it's just
that
like,
video.
there'd be a whole lot of like broaderizing, you know, like if I get your dick singed.
Yeah, I heard your
Have you guys seen that thing with like the mason jar with sponge and the rubber glove?
do too.
You get a bunion sponge and you put like a latex glove in it, like fold it in half, put it inside of the jar so it holds it,
Right.
and then you wrap the latex glove back around the jar, and it's just like a homemade flashlight. You don't have to like buy a flashlight.
Wow. This
This
episode brought to you by Mason Jars.
I've got another mason jar story right here. In a second.
Do you have a mason jar, or are you just all talking?
I can
I
pull
have
the Mason
several
Jar
mason
video.
jars, it's true. But,
One that's not full.
But no, stop at 7-Eleven on the way over here, and they have fucking lids that you got, silicone lids you can put on your mason jars, like koozies for your mason jars. Like I grew up drinking out of mason jars here and there when I was like a family reunions or visiting family, but we're making koozies for these things. Like we've somehow mainstream drinking out of mason jars.
That's Duck Dynasty.
I like it. Kind of cool.
Koozie
Yeah, why
And
not?
like a to-go lid so you can take your mason
Yeah.
down the road.
For all your drinking and driving that you do with your Mason
Guys,
Jar.
we're getting off the main topic, which is do you
Fucking
fuck cars.
No, I don't fuck cars.
If you had to fuck
No.
a car, what type of car would you
The truck.
fuck? I fuck trucks.
Sedan.
Probably like a 2008. Still got some.
You would
shit
do like
to
a
it.
Hummer or like a Viper,
Hummer is kind
like
of.
a really sexy Porsche.
Maserati.
Have you ever seen any of like the Art Nouveau cars? Like the 20s?
No, I was born.
Yes, I'm aware that you were born. Most of us were born in the 80s here.
Pick with yourself.
I said most of us. There's 5 people.
Yeah,
3 of us
most.
were born in the 80s.
So what car would you fuck, Kate?
I told you, a Ford F-150. I want a truck that fucks me back, and only a truck can.
Once I was gonna smash my balls.
You think this guy wears shirts that instead of no fat chicks, there's no vans? You think he's ever gotten drunk and slept with a man?
She was just sitting there, man. I was desperate.
There's that walk of shame back across the parking lot.
Don't goddamn talk to me.
Hey, buddy, beat me, beat me.
Do you think the alarm is like the moaning? Like when I car like
No, that's like
Oh,
that's
God.
like the rape alarm.
You think he puts a seatbelt like around his neck?
Don't stop.
I mean,
Away from the car.
most of us have washed a car before, right?
I hate it. I hate it. I can't see myself sexualizing as dirty as I am.
Work.
Fuck that shit. I let him clean my car. I don't care if he fucking sticks his dick all over it as long as it's clean.
As long as there's no
You guys have never like been washing a car and like one of your friends are like, "Oh, his mind started goofing off and acting like you're fucking car."
No.
Go on.
Just you, Drew.
I've done that a bunch of shit. Yeah.
So what you call it?
I
Chitty
do want to
chitty.
wash my own car. Get into it, but
A little bit of chitty
What
chitty.
kind of car do you have?
currently I have an Accurate. Yeah, I have not. I can't say I've been upset.
You haven't fucked your act.
No, I haven't.
So if you're not hitting it, you mind if I?
I'm trying to think of the last car I fucked. Hold on.
You got one of those relationships, right? Open.
To me, it's gonna be a problem.
I would have to say my
Now,
Mustang. When I had that red Mustang, I was fucking that thing.
Drew comes out every morning. He's like, I gotta clean this whole windshield. Just streaks.
Man, these birds, yeah, the funniest shits I've ever seen. slimy foul.
All right.
Like that was a sexual thing. I always get into it whenever I'm like washing a car. I always just imagine I'm like a chicken and putting rap in you.
Yeah, I put my man tits like all over the window.
Yeah.
Juliet.
Yeah. See, Thompson's was
Can we record this and put it on Instagram or something?
Yeah, let's do it in the. We'll do episode
Do it.
16, waterboarding and Thomas tits on the windows.
love it.
All right. Well, there you go. Moving on to real life ghost stories. Has anybody been able to think of any actual scary things like that?
I got lost in the woods on Island.
I watched this video about a guy with sex with cars.
This guy that lives in
That was pretty
I'm on
terrifying.
this perverted podcast.
We had that fucking one episode where Thomas got naked.
Have you guys ever heard of the tree cutter? He like lives kind of like
Profession.
on like the east side. He lives in the
Is
middle
it
of
really
woods.
angsty like oak tree? And, like,
He's part of like the
Parents don't
rainbow
understand.
gathering or some shit like that. He lives in the woods and he likes to scare the shit out of campers. I've never heard of this guy.
No, sorry.
He does what to campers?
Like,
He kind of like tends to the UCF area woods. He lives sort of near Challenger. He has like a little camp he set up and he moves around a little bit. And he chases campers with a chainsaw every once in a while.
I think
Oh.
It's crazy.
Hey, it's on the podcast. Name songs.
If you want to be on the podcast, don't get talking into the microphone.
So you guys don't have any?
Do you?
We had the one with the hillbillies.
shit.
Tell us about it.
With
All right,
Jason.
hold
Drew went out to pee. Came back to the shit. He took the microphone.
Just really fast. Hold on.
He put his hat on.
You gotta give us stuff. You all tell brother.
Preach.
I don't think we've ever discussed on the podcast, but the majority of us like to piss on the side of Thomas' house. No, we have. So I went out to go do that because I've been drinking. And I walked out and was about to unzip my pants that came around the corner at the same time. And I realized that apparently the neighbors had children. And the children were out in the front yard. I'm like, nope, go inside again.
You can't pee,
Oh.
brother.
They must be moved in today because yesterday the house was vacant.
Well, there's some kids there.
Well,
You want me to scare them off?
yeah, get mad.
You said you got the gorilla mask. Want to run out?
Oh, I should have brought.
Oh, with your wiener out.
You gotta pee while you're doing it.
Yeah.
2 birds, 1 stone.
That's how you get 2 birds stoned at once.
So you give them 2 birds.
So what about the hillbillies?
So you're not gonna pee now?
I don't know if to do that.
Pee your pants, bro.
Well, we have a bathroom.
There's running water in the house.
Is there?
It's fairly newly installed.
So it's either children or you.
Comes from the creek.
What you want to do, brother?
Your uncle's not here.
No, he's the least of yours.
Your uncle finds good places and just talks to me for long.
He knows who you are.
Yes.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, you're Thomas.
Yeah.
Right?
One time he came around, back when I had an Explorer, he came around the Explorer on me. I was ready to go. He just comes around the corner of my Explorer. I'm like, oh, God, that's awesome. He was like, hey, you're Thomas. You're Thomas's buddy. I'm like, yeah. And I need to learn to say no, but like I always feel like he's caught me. And it's like when your parents' friends catch you like doing something you shouldn't, and you can't be like, what? No, that wasn't me. You're always like, yes, man.
No, he's a piece of shit. There's nothing you can do.
I mean, yeah, the first time I met him, Joe was saying some of the most fucked up shit I've ever heard Joe say in the record to his face. And the guy just said, yeah.
It's something that Thomas taught me that his uncle is sort of like, he doesn't hear, or he doesn't pay attention. And I started saying shit because he's like, oh, you're Thomas's buddy, right? And I was like, yeah, man. I fuck Thomas in the ass all the time. I was like, that's cool. Yeah. When's Thomas gonna get you out? Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll start sucking some dick. Yeah, he just doesn't listen. He kind of like skims over it. So it's kind of fun to play. That's the most fucked up thing you can say. All right. Well, that's it.
No, what's the hillbilly story? You got some shit, right? Where?
One of the scariest things that I can think of collectively is me and Thomas and Jason and Shane.
Who's the three of us?
Just the three of us. Jason, who will eventually be on the show.
I want the grease to it.
His family has a house up in Blacko, which is a Bavaria person, and lots of land and not much else. And we decided about
Lots of small and hillbillies.
10:30, 11 o'clock at night, like, let's go to the gas station on foot. We didn't have a car at this time or whatever, and we snuck out, and we, back when we were 2 years, we snuck out and went to the gas station. We had walked up, and it was closed, but on the way back, this truck started following us down this dirt road. And, at first, when they drive by, they kind of slow down and kind of coast past us. Yeah. And they're like, where are you going, boys? And I'm like, just going home, fuck off. And he's like, no, where are you going? Like, you can see, like, the guy in the passenger seat's, like, drinking beer and shit. And they said, like, we're coming for it. And, like, shit, like, let's just fucking go home. Let's get out of here. Like, we're kind of, like, walking. I mean, I was scared. He kind of scared Tom. We all got kind of weirded out. And they decided to, like, fishtail the truck around. They drove down to the end of the road and fishtailed it and came back. And they got caught in some mud in the truck and started revving, so they were stuck. But we were scared because, like, as soon as they broke free of the mud or whatever, they were going to come after us. And we kind of, like, jet-tailed it home. I mean,
also, there was a dog. Like we were next to like a farmhouse, and there was like a pit bull up against the fence that was not helping the situation. Just like losing his mind, and it was like adding to the adrenaline.
Night and like you hear like the fucking like crickets going at it, and like it's just like this roar of nature and the dog and the revved engine and the here we go. We're just getting scared, like because we're like, if we don't fucking act, like we could be fucking dead in the ditch.
Or more like they're not really murderers out there. They're more about rapers.
What I find to be particularly terrifying, I don't know if you've been in this situation before, but you ever gone like canoeing or boating, like paddle type shit?
Yeah.
And like it's not really judged how much time you have to get back, so like it's pitch black and you're trying to get back into camp or whatever. You're fucking like hitting shit, whatever. It's just kind of like you don't feel like you're in control at all.
Sure.
When I was like maybe 6 or 7 years old, my family used to always go out with big groups of people to the Delaware River. We tubed down the Delaware, and it was a long deal. Like we hitched like.
Wait, like the one that like George Washington crossed?
Yeah, exactly. That's how old I am. But someone
went tubing with George Washington.
You were on that boat.
Yeah, exactly. I was the dude sitting down.
No, he was in an inner tube. Pay attention.
The slavey guy. But someone in our group, like we had done that, and we were coming in like way after them when we should have. And someone in the group flicked a cigarette into the boat, and it was like one of those rubberized rafts, so it sank.
Oh damn.
So yeah, that slowed us way the hell down, and like we couldn't feasibly make it to the port, to motor all the way back. So it ended up like the men in the group, which wasn't me, because I'm a eunuch. They had to walk miles down, like they lost their shoes and shit. They were covered in mud. Had to like go through like some random person's house, you know, like please help us, like people turning them away and shit like that. We eventually got it back, but it was scary as fuck. That was pretty scary.
Much.
And I found $5.
Oh, hey, it wasn't all bad.
It turned it around there at the end.
We go canoeing in the Winter Park Channel, like at least once or twice a month. And sometimes we stay out and come back at night, and we get lost. Like the lakes are not even that big, but like it's just hard to tell where the fuck you're at night. And like it normally takes like hour and a half to go all the way there, hour and a half back. It's like a 3-hour trip. We got lost before and turned into like 5-hour trips because we can't fucking figure out where at night everything was different.
But when you hit that point where it's like, what kind of fuck, guys? Like we need to do something.
We got stuck out there like in a rainstorm, and we couldn't see like 2 feet in front of us. The rain was too thick, and I kept thinking like we should check on the canoe, and then I was like, yeah, I guess it would have to rain, whatever, like a foot, 12 inches to sink the canoe. But sure enough, we went out there and checked, and the canoe was like dipping under, and so suppose we don't get stuck out there. I've been stuck on that island before though, and I had to swim back. And
Have you guys ever been to Lake Lily over in Altamont? It's kind of like 1792 area.
Yeah.
I did a work study or like kind of a volunteer thing when I did my undergraduate at Rollins there at the Waterford Estate, that old house. And I don't believe in supernatural shit, but stuff would happen there. Like the first time I went into the house, I could hear like harpsichord music coming from like one room. Like, why do I hear like play music over there? There's a fucking music room. There's a harpsichord sitting right in the other room. Like I had no idea. And weird shit would happen. Like I would come into work and like put the open sign. You take the suction cup open sign and put it on the outside of the door. So it would go from closed on the inside to open on the outside. And like I would hear a bang, go back out, shit was closed again. I was like, either someone's really fucking with me, but it would be like early when nobody else was there. It was quite strange.
Wow. I used to fuck with this guy over by 1792 while they would go into a shop and switch his open sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to Waffle House and play the harpsichord.
You would have got away with it if it wasn't for the Billy kids, huh?
The usual.
There was a lot of terrifying killers.
We used to have a haunted hospital here in the park down. My brother was pretty brave. I boosted him up to the second window.
You're talking about the one that Malvern Park?
Yeah. Yeah, my little brother, we were probably like, I don't know, 16 or 17, so he would have been like 11 or 12. And I was like, all we're going to get in here is if I boost you up, you break into the window on the second floor and come down and let us in. He's like, yeah, no problem. And our girlfriends at the time were just weeping. Like, they were getting hysterical. I'm like, guys, we haven't even gone inside yet. So I boost my brother up. He starts breaking the window in, and they start running, and they're like freaking out, like grabbing me, like, we gotta get out of here. I'm like, all right, bro, I guess we're not doing this. And that was the end of it. So that was my whole fucking
Whole story.
What's else here?
It's an almost scary story.
Is that it for that one?
I guess we want any other.
Yeah. We've lived.
There's that one time I tried to make
Privilege
TNT. That was horrible. It just had like too much of the admixture that made vitamin C poisonous. I started bleeding out of my nose. That was awesome.
Oh,
And then pizza.
do you want cheese or supreme? So green.
Where's the money? You gotta contribute
No,
money.
Dante. Out. No.
You ever go the wrong way in Halloween Horror Nights? Like end up on the employee side of the haunted house?
Yeah.
It's insane. Did that in the Psycho House one time. They got really pissed off at me. I had like Norman Bates chasing me around the lake dressed up as his mom.
Well, that leads us right into beer 2, which is.
Thomas is my favorite beer.
So,
A lot of head on that Thomas.
Oh shit!
ooh. All right, this is Shipyard Smashed Pumpkin. Oh, wow, I was gonna say, just more like liquor, and it is bourbon barrel aged. You can definitely taste that bourbon.
Little hints of Billy Corgan.
Little hint of Mason bourbon there. Our Bert, what accent do you guys want this time?
I do like
Death
Shrek.
Row. No, do like a death.
I think I'm dead. Bourbon barrel aged ales are brewed and carefully cellar aged. Small batches and
Say
decanted
Brandon Newman.
bourbon barrels at Randy
Send your
Newman
hate
made.
mail to
You sound just like Randy Newman.
Recommended serving temperature is.
They say when you lose one of your senses, the other ones get heightened. So,
What's your guys' guess on the ABV?
I
I think it's a 15.
Matt's gonna be the closest with 12%.
Matt went over. I'm the closest with 10.1.
Anyone want to guess how long it's aged in the barrels? What do you usually do? Brother?
1 year.
All right, let's do this. 100 days, 7 nights, 3 months. Wow. It tastes a lot like a overly sweet, like just basic pumpkin ale, but then they like drop a shot of bourbon in there. I do not like liquor at all. So
5 out of 5.
someone's getting fucked tonight.
It tastes like shit, so like 10 out of 5.
I'm gonna give this one. The first taste is good. This okay. Then the bourbon, like, ooh, it's just. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Well, as I am a post-pubescent man, I love liquor.
Thank you. I gotta turn it so our 2 meters can see it. I'm talking into the bourbon.
That's true. You need to show them how post-pubescent you are. Show some pubes, buddy.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, good.
Let's see the pubes. Let's see if you or two stays on the whole thing.
Actually, let's put it in the comments. Does anybody want to see Drew? Does anybody say something if you don't want to see Drew?
Yeah, get it like
You don't wanna
some of
see-
you do, some of you
Does
don't.
anybody not want to see Drew's pubes?
Because I don't
All right, Drew,
All right, we're
show
going
him some
to-
pubes.
Wait, do I get a vote? Hang on.
No, you just close your goddamn eyes, man.
It really sucks because like last weekend I cut most of my pubes off.
No.
They're all short now.
That's okay.
Hey, at least you're getting some pussy. or man butt, whatever.
Here we go.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Promise nudity. So.
Did we promise nudity?
For the listeners of the podcast, because this is a video,
Gotcha. Yeah.
Drew's wearing a baseball t-shirt with green sleeves and heather gray. He's wearing a denim, and he is now unbuttoning. He seems very proud. So he's got, oh, there's the view.
It's a
There's
nice
the
belt.
dick.
Oh, yeah.
There's
A little
the
bit of
shit.
shaft.
Show the
Shaft.
shaft.
And our friend is.
Still kept. You know, his beard is long,
No,
but his
very
pubes are
nice.
short.
I need you to understand, right?
His dick
When
is short, but his beard is
There
long.
we go. No, when I don't shave it like a week ago, my undersection there looked like Thomas's like beard.
I've actually long thought that about
You know when I
your
take
tolerances.
shits and then I just throw some pubes on it after I trim that?
No, like it's
My
the,
crotch looks like that.
it's the same color. Like that's the color my pubes are when they grow out. It's like the same kind of curliness. And they do that thing his does where it has like the
I could just put my face down by there and we could reenact
That's true.
how it
Let's
looks.
do that. Shut up under the table, Thomas.
A little bit of a jazz would look
That's
like
kind of a
too.
horror story, actually. Me and Joe decided that we would
Is this Jason?
put pubes, in Jason's mouth. And so Joe,
No. There's a backstory.
well, he
Just real
his
quick,
leg was all fucked up.
I'd like to say how proud I am that we still have 2 viewers after I show.
You should be proud of
I'm
yourself.
proud of the viewers. I'm proud of myself. I'm
Yeah.
proud of you guys.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
shaved though.
Good
Let's see if those kids are gone so I can take a piss.
Why
That's a real life horror story. Is what happened to Jason.
Yeah.
Long story short, he had run through.
We told this whole story.
That's fine. So the sliding glass window. He got stitches, and everything, and then he was drugged up.
Lock the door.
Jay didn't know what to do, so he just kind of stayed off of it.
I closed it, so now he's trapped up.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, Drew, come in here for a second.
Drew.
Hey, I was looking through the window.
Drew, you forgot this thing. I'm trying to give him an out, but
Um,
I'm gonna go back.
yeah, Drew, we needed to talk to you.
we were trying to give you an out. So you could be like, oh, they're calling me.
No, there's a puppy. It was awful.
That's
I
not a
can't
puppy.
get
It's a
it. I
freaking
didn't get it.
abortion.
Because there's a dog out there
Just
yelling
go
at
to
me.
the bathroom.
It's on the other side of the
Just
table.
go to the beach. Just pee on the
Just go
dog.
through the front door.
I feel weird about going into your house, and I don't know why.
It's okay.
Like, I've literally peed in your house before. I'm so just like,
I mean, I used to feel like that when I was like, 11 and went to a sleepover.
Keep on knocking on each other's
That's
doors.
There's no
You're a
deal.
baby. I'm not a baby.
There's no deal, so me and Thomas have to yell somewhere.
That's true. We should just fight.
Hey Tom, I think you should
No.
show your pubes. I think that.
Yeah.
Wait, when does he not show his pubes?
Show me where this button is. Yes.
Yeah, walk him through it.
This is because of his toddle, like a
Joe,
spoon
just
bag.
walk me over.
I'm about to go to the hospital today.
Joe, have an asthma attack when we get back.
How'd you like the beer? Was it okay?
Oh, the beer? That's true. We haven't really reviewed this beer. Yeah, I like it. I think the bourbon barrel adds a lot to it with the seasoning. It's pumpkin and not white, so we're good friends. I don't know. I don't think it's that much better than Pumpkinhead though.
It's way better.
It's better. It's just not that much better. But yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Maybe a 3.5. You can definitely tell. It feels kind of like a mixed drink almost. It tastes like one. But it's heavy, so I mean that works out. So it's something that flavor. Very seasonal.
Very good.
And Keith
Sure.
just
Sure. So let me tell you the story about
Check it.
what I was going to say. And
What's going on?
I've been having it.
Editing is my favorite thing.
I'm going to go back to the pubes.
Three viewers. Woo!
We got one back.
Oh,
They love
yeah.
They heard about the pubes. They heard
We
about
got
the pubes.
3 listeners. So, it's
All
good.
right, Drew.
It's
Let
good.
me help you piss.
Help me piss, Joe.
The shit's good. It tastes like the bourbon's of decent quality, and it's not as good as the Anderson Valley version of it, but it's tasty. It's
There's an Anderson Valley
bourbon barrel.
pumpkin. Wow.
It's got an animal on it with horns.
Interesting.
It was pretty good. I like that beer. It was decent.
I'm not a big fan. It's too much. I really just don't. Liquor makes me quicker.
I was drinking a lot of tequila always, and then I got
That's a
some.
brand.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best stuff you can get. It comes in a plastic bottle. But I got this organic mezcal this weekend, which is like, that's more like, I guess, the locals version, like the leftovers. They make mezcal. It's more of like oaky taste tequila. It's too fucking much. It's like, it's one of those, like, if I'm not in the absolute correct mind state and I take a shot, like I have to kind of like flounder for a little bit to see if I'm gonna puke, you know, after the first shot. But then it makes you feel great, so it's kind of a trade-off.
I'll have to make moonshine again for like episode 50 or something. And we'll just make it like.
Let's take that one.
I mean, I was thinking like we can just do it for episode 16, whatever.
Yeah,
I was thinking it would be like a specialty. I have to go get. I threw away all my equipment, but it's literally just going to
We should make a beer or something for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
How's your Coca-Cola though over there, man?
What you go?
I said yes on amendment 2 and a 3.
Wait, did that already happen? Because I was going to vote.
Are you registered?
Yeah.
Is it
Are
sex
you
offender?
registered sex offender?
I mean,
Pursuant of Megan's Law, yes.
I mean, I went into that van, but I mean,
oh man, we lost 2 viewers. Just
Oh man, they don't like the sex
Just me and
offender
Drew
jokes.
left through.
whatever. This one viewer's powering through. It's probably just like if I lift the computer up.
it's just one. He's been on this thing for like 4 days.
As you can tell, it's not us inflating our scores by logging in ourselves.
Yep.
Because I hate this shit.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
The worst. Look at me, I'm on TV.
There's not enough man for you.
Sorry, buddy, vote yes on amendment
That'd be a good vote yes on amendment 2 commercial.
Speaking of,
I got some drops.
Yeah.
That's from.
did y'all
Pull
watch
it, pull it, yeah.
the debate? Did you see
Pull it
Charlie
flat, pull it
Crist
flat.
and the figures and all that shit?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
creepy.
It's pretty
Oh,
ridiculous.
it's a PP.
Debates. How much debates?
Talking about politics?
Fuck.
Yeah, it was funny,
Fuck
right?
politics. Fuck you.
Rick Scott versus Charlie Crist.
Scott.
Who's talking about pizza and
Oh, I didn't
nuts,
see those ones.
It
dudes?
was great. Like I tuned in and it was like, there's just one dude on the podium and they were like talking shit about the other guy for like 7.5 minutes.
That's what we're becoming.
Crazy.
That's stupid.
But they're both horrible.
Joe, did you see
Yeah,
the
they're
picture of us
horrible.
yesterday?
I did. It was tight.
I have a little trouble breathing.
It was awesome.
We're still impressed. You guys.
No, give them a field trip you out of me.
Oh, should I intermission?
That is something I'm terrified
Yeah,
of.
because Drew's on the
I
camera.
gotta put the intermission up while you do little things.
I'm not doing illegal things.
If breathing rags illegal and throw me in
Thomas,
the jail.
put your dick away. Thomas, Jesus, dude. All right, if I suck your dick, this is not gonna work for a podcast. It's only funny for the one guy watching this right now.
Quit up your post it, man.
Hey, everybody. You want to hear some cartoon? There it is.
I can't use that thing right.
I did already.
It's not my plans.
Where's the other one?
All right, what's
I thought
next?
we're intermissing me doing it. And then like now Keith's still like, that's cool.
What are you talking
Explain
about?
his favorite horror movies. Favorite horror movies. So who's your
We got-
favorite horror?
Probably the
Your mom.
cinnamon.
Myself.
Who's your favorite Spice Girl?
Just
Shit is spice.
She's Spice. All Spice.
how that old spouse.
There's Old Spice,
Old
All
Spice.
Spice, Shit is Spice,
Jerk
Spice,
Spice.
baby.
Poop is Spice.
Pumpkin spice.
Alright, so
Spice of the house car
We
company.
pretty much already did horror movies,
The Spice Girl
we
movie is
can,
pretty
we can
cool.
talk about favorites though.
basically.
What's your favorite horror
Like
movie?
second episode, but
Yeah.
no one listened.
That all got cut out. If you ever listened.
I've listened for years.
It's not been a year since the podcast started.
Yeah, it's definitely good.
We started in February now. Come on now.
Feels like we've been doing it forever.
It's a year of fun adventure.
True man. So we don't want to talk about favorite horror movies? Skip
Wait,
over
your
it?
penis grew
No, we
12
do.
inches?
Do we want to skip
Yes.
over this one?
Let's do it.
Do you want me to turn this?
Can we
around?
do it fast? Like,
You don't have to look. This
My
show
favorite
can be
horror
anything
movie
you fucking want it to be. Tell me
is
about your
probably-
bowel movements, Thomas, please.
My favorite horror movie is The Cabin in the Woods.
speaking of confidence.
Quiet, there's no open discussion, so okay. Look, when, all right. If you heard episode 14, that was really good. So
like, yeah,
we're obviously gonna
absolutely
fucking
good.
flop on there.
Yeah, no, I guess, would you consider Jaws a horror movie?
Yeah.
Jaws was
I'd
crazy
fuck
to
that
me.
bitch.
Yeah.
See, this brings us back to what we talked about on the
The
episode.
Fog. The Fog's a good one.
It feels weird to call Jaws a horror movie when it's in the same genre as like Hostel. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Because they're both you would both call them a horror movie, but one is about like awesome, like an awesome shark. Jaws was amazing. It's one of my favorite movies.
Well, you like horror movies then. Sure.
Yeah, big old fat jerk.
My bad. I forgot we're being negative. I forgot to don't take it down a notch.
You forgot that you're new, Neil.
Jaws was stupid. It's not really a horror movie. Idiot. Oh my god. Joe writes it down segments. What's next?
I
like Jaws. I like The Fog. I was a big fan of the original Fog. The new one was shit.
I haven't seen it.
The
I've actually
new
been
Fog?
weary on remakes. I didn't see the new thing either. It was a remake.
Well, it's a prequel.
Of the Russian team, right?
No,
Yeah, it's the rest of
Yeah.
them. I haven't seen either of them. I saw the beginning.
Either of the things?
original.
Oh
I
my
saw the
God.
original, like the beginning of it.
That's a great movie.
But yeah, like I want to watch these movies. I just don't get up.
Apparently, with the original, if you watch it, the whole movie's given away in like the first 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's in Finnish, and if you have a Finnish translation underneath,
They
the,
spoil it.
they spoil the whole thing.
That
Yeah.
sucks. I'd love to kind of figure out a thing where we do our own mystery science theater type.
We tried with Star Wars.
We tried this at once, but it
Yeah,
would be
but
better.
but then Shane ruined it.
No. We actually sat down and watched Star Wars. Me, Joe, Shane, and another kid, Emmett. I think was his name. And we just sat here and drank and
Hey kid, you want to watch Star Wars? I'm like, yeah.
and we tried. But the issue was like, it's a,
Seven is the problem.
I think the problem is when you watch like Star Wars, like I kind of just want to watch. I think you got to do a movie that's like
It's gonna be a piece of shit.
Yeah,
No,
that makes you want to talk over it.
But
Good
like
job.
with some of that, I'd love to find someone's like, yeah, I can't believe you haven't seen the thing. Like, let's fucking watch that.
Watch
That'd be really tight, right?
That'd be really cool.
The first one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
I'm a big fan.
yeah, but you've seen it so many times. It's okay to talk over it.
I'm gonna shit on that. That might be one of my favorites. You know, it's funny. It might be because I'm an editor, but this is like word for word that episode that we talked about. Like you brought up the thing, like what was on, and I was like, that's what I'm over.
We're the same people.
I know. We're just doing it all.
Nobody's changed. We're just a few.
Time is a flat circle, man.
Conjoined at the taint.
That reminds me.
What's your
We'll
favorite
talk about
scary
outside.
dude?
I could just edit in that segment because we saved it because we said it was good. If that'd be really good.
No, that's not raw, dude.
Because there's not like half the people involved. I mean, they work this.
Yeah, and then
Neil's
Neil's just
back.
talking. I really like this one.
Oh, I'm new. Shane, whatever.
You know, okay, I had one, and it's not on there, but it's part of the same thing. If this isn't a good thing, is monsters that kind of like scare Jason. You said that the poltergeist was a big one for you.
Clown.
The clown. For me, something that like super used to terrify me is, have you guys ever seen Salute Your Shorts? It was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Zeke, which was the noseless lumberjack guy,
Yeah.
he scared the fucking shit out of me,
Yeah.
kid, man. Like, I legitimately had like nightmares. There's between him and I was having nightmares about Chucky and stuff. Like, those were like my first two, like, probably my introduction to fear, man. Like, that was like, it stuck with me. It felt like something like I was scared to go to bed. Like, I didn't want to close my eyes. And, you know, it was probably the introduction of like anxiety in my life. But I know there's the first fucking like scare creature, something that fucked you up, and I wonder if you guys got some too.
Phobia was or scary movie was?
Phobias is your next one.
Oh, I see.
That'll lead right into
Yeah,
that.
watch
And
out.
ruining the magic again.
So we're gonna go counterclockwise, so I look Keith and he goes into his.
That works.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, Drew.
Okay. When I was like
That was scary.
yeah, that was awful. When I was like a super small kid, my dad wanted to watch Critters, the original Critters,
Yeah.
and but he had to watch me and the middle brother. And so he was just like, you know what? Like, it's fine. It's good to watch Critters. And so he put it on. But of course, Dad was not the person who woke up. We woke up screaming in the night. So my mom wakes up and like I'm like hitting her, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, "Mom." And she's like, "What?" And she's like, "What critter?" I'm like, and she's like, "What movie?" So she like wakes my dad up and is like, "What the fuck movie did you watch?" And he's like, "We watched Critters." You know, we're talking about the critter that's gonna kill it, and he's like,
I like that like we're slowly painting like the story of like your parents and stuff, because the last one like your mom dragged you
Into the
bar
bars, yeah.
to like, you know, embarrass your dad. So he loved to drink and like kind of think about it, but he also loved to like torment his kids.
was weird. Like,
Now
like,
that's a version of How I Met Your Mother, and actually like to
That I
watch
was
Loki Drew's parents.
someday I'll tell you the story of my parents' meeting because it's awesome. But yeah, no, like I feel like it paints my dad as like a deadbeat. My mom is like a psychopath, but they're really super normal. It wasn't like dad didn't run out drinking a lot. It was just like we moved to Orlando. No one had any friends. It's like the dudes at work were like, "Hey man, you can grab a drink with us?" And so he'd go drinking with them. And my mom would be like, "You have 3 kids."
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
life is dead.
yeah. But Dad never really was all that good at being able to decipher like what was appropriate or not appropriate for kids when it came to movies. But
I mean, yeah, my dad took me to see Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have seen that fucking film.
I'm gonna want to tell you guys about what I believe to have been my first nightmare. Maybe it wasn't my first one, but it's this nightmare that has stuck with me like the majority of my life.
Tell us about this nightmare.
It was probably when I was 6 or 7. So actually, I know it wasn't my first nightmare, but this thing has stuck with me for 24 years, I guess. In the nightmare, I'm swinging on the swing set at school. And the sky is purple, and like I'm just like sitting there swinging, having a good time, not thinking about the purple sky. And then like I get off, I turn around to get back on the swing, and there's like this dude coming from the sky towards the swing set. He's like all in black, but instead of feet, hands, or a head, it's like horseshoe crabs.
Ooh.
Claw things.
No, like it's like
Like a horseshoe crab.
Like a horseshoe crab.
Yeah, they're like stingrays almost.
No, they're horrible. They're like hard shelled.
Yeah.
Oh, is it like that one?
What's wrong with you?
Yes,
It's
it's just like a boo.
That sounds horrific.
Yeah, but like it's coming, like he's coming from the sky, like floating down at me, and like they're like freaking out, and, like going, like the tails are whipping around, and like he chases me around my school's like entire like playground, just me hauling ass, running around, and like yeah, it was like look at that kid, and look at these things.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, they're enormous, and like yeah, they're just coming after me, and like running from this dude, and like yeah, he didn't like grab or anything, he just like maintains the floating, hovering behind me.
So you just sort of imagine the floating horseshoe crab from the sky coming to attack you,
Essentially.
and that fucked you up for a long time.
But it was terrifying like when I was a kid, and like I got over it, but like that thing like still pops up sometimes, like in the back of my head. It's like,
I still have a problem with Chucky because I had this dream where there was like what's the old school vinyl player called with the big trumpet looking
Phonograph.
phonograph. It was like stuck in the wall, so I was like asleep in the bed, and this phonograph
Victrola.
was by my ear. You're right. Was it? Well, the fucking thing is like by my ear, and it was like whispering. It was Chucky. It was a Chucky dream, and I had imagined that Chucky had fucking murdered my family at like 4 years old. I walked into my mom's room. She was slaughtered in a million pieces, and I had to confront Chucky in the dream, but I killed Chucky in my dream. Where I took some knives and I stabbed him, and then I ended up shoving him down the disposal and turning it on and fucking annihilating him. But at the same time, I realized what that dream was because the next day, my mom said that I was sleepwalking. What are you talking about? She's like, you had come out, like, just kind of like zombied yourself into the kitchen, like in your underwear, nothing else, and asked for a glass of milk. And so I poured you a glass of milk, and she poured me a glass of milk in a glass, and like handed it to me, and I took it, and I took a sip, and I said thank you, and I slammed it on the ground, and smashed into a million pieces, and just went back to bed. And so like that was the actual thing that didn't happen, but in my mind it's like everyone's dead. This is the only time that I know of that I had ever slept on as a child.
It's crazy.
That's in house. It's like actually me and Chelsea were talking about that. You do that most nights. You
Like-
get up
like
and you pick up a glass and smash it.
We're going through a lot of milk, buddy.
You
Well, no,
can't wake him up, man.
Yeah.
Anybody ever sleepwalk or anything as a kid? It's kind of scary.
No, not me.
Never so far.
I
Anyway,
feel like that was a thing back in the day, but nowadays, like, nobody fucking talks about it.
I grew up with a kid that slept. Josh Gates slept walk. Every time we spent the night there, he would get up in the middle of the night and pee
Yeah, I used to have a roommate that did that
in
shit.
a bush.
Oh, I was like, I mean,
No,
God,
he would.
what?
No, all night
That
long.
is-
We were in the elementary school, so he would like yell obscenities at night, and it was like really rude for me because I didn't know all the obscenities. He was like, "Fuck you." I was just like, "What is he saying?" And
what was
then,
that third one?
Night Tourette's.
And then he would get up and that would wake me up, him doing that. So I would get up and follow him, like, "What are you doing?" And he would just pee in a bush, or like it was an indoor plant, and then he would go like, horror thing as a kid. I don't necessarily have like. I was pretty scared of zombies when I was a kid. Like one of my very first memories.
Zombie attack?
One of my very first memories. I think I was probably like 6 or 7. My mom let me watch Night of the Living Dead, and that was too much for me. Like all night long, I just couldn't sleep. I just had was looking out the window out on the street, like watching the street light. It was painful. I was actually seeing them. I would see them, I'd fucking freak out, and I'd run through, and the straw was like, I busted out my door and ran down the hallway, and I tripped over the vacuum, and it turned on, and like they thought they were gonna take the hospital. So like for like 45 minutes, it was like a fucking PTSD moment, and then like gotta hold me down, and like just like, "You're not inside anymore." And I was like, "Ah!" And most of my like childhood was my parents trying to scare the shit out of me, and so like that's why. That's probably why I don't like horror anymore. Yeah, man, fuck yeah. Down on Church Street, they used to like every Halloween month they would have like a horror houses down there.
Whorehouse?
Yeah, it'd be like nickel beers and horror houses.
Nickelback?
They used to have this logo that was it was just a white face like Jack Dale with a little bit of blood.
No, that was the Terror on Church Street look.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah,
that wasn't just sometimes. That was all the time.
That was all the time.
Yeah, it was year round.
I don't know. I was real way old.
I was so excited to become like a teenager and go to Taros.
Right?
Yeah, and it was gone.
They're gonna throw it back together at the Majestic. You're gonna have like a short run.
Oh. So my mom and sisters, they love that shit. They would go there all the time. And it took me and I was too little. I was like less than 10. And they tied one of those balloons because like he's a kid, give him balloons. They tied it to my wrist, but it has this like horrifying Dracula face on it. And I would just sit outside of the horror houses, the haunted houses, and I would wait for them to come out. And like they would go in and they'd come out screaming, whatever. And so this very last one, they sit me there, and I'm like, I'm okay with it, whatever. I got my Game Boy, no big deal. And this guy comes out because they're like, we're gonna come right out that door, okay? I'm like, all right. And they like tell the lady in the front, like, can you just keep an eye on the chair? So I sit there, and this guy comes out from the door because I keep looking like mom's gonna come out of there. Guy comes out, he's like all in like creepy, Halloween shit. He's got a chainsaw, he's got like a hood, and he sits down next to me, and I just like put my Game Boy away casually, just like this guy's gonna fucking murder me. And he just like looks over and he's like, you're way too little to be and he's like, you can be okay, buddy. And he like patted me, and I just like cringed away, like, and then he left, and then my mom came like sprinting out of the door, and they're like covered in like big blood, like fog comes out of the door, and I'm just like, I'm done. They take me home. She puts me to bed. She doesn't even realize like I'm just like sound. I was doing. I can't even speak. And they didn't take the balloon off my wrist, so I just laid in bed all night long, didn't sleep, lights off, and just the light of the moon is showing me that Dracula face. I just fucking stared at it all night long, and that was part of the reason I don't like horror movies because like I'm kind of jaded to it. Nothing will get me as good. My aunt used to think it was hilarious because I was just a fucking fraidy cat. And so whenever I went to Publix, I didn't want to go inside. So I'm just like wait in the car and just sit in the car. And I don't know how many, but this happened like 5 or 6 times. She would go to Publix too, see our car, and she would know it was in there. She would creep up to the window and like jump in the window, like I want it. She'd grab me, like I'm taking you, like she was gonna kidnap me. And like I would realize it was her, still didn't care. I was just no, like I thought for sure I was like, oh man, that was my childhood.
Your family's pretty funny. I like it.
They loved it, man. They loved fucking.
I feel like I don't know. When I was growing up and stuff, I wasn't like big into horror because I was scared of it. But I used to think that people like scary stuff because they like to be scared, but that's not the fact. Like most people don't like scary movies and stuff. Like, it's more just like they think it's cool, like it's like brutal, and it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where the line's drawn of just like people like say, oh, it's a cool movie, whereas like I don't like it because that shit kind of scares me. And like The Conjuring was a good one. I know that scared people, like last year.
Scary slow.
Super scary, but I liked it.
Yeah. I used to have to sleep in the living room after we watched something really scary because I could let my dog in, my big ass German Shepherd Lobo, and that's the only room that I could sneak him into without my family knowing. So I would sneak him in there and we would both sleep on the couch, and I would just like hold him on, like going terrified from all these horror movies and shit. Like they started letting me watch horror movies like at 5, like adult horror movies like The Exorcist and all this weird shit. So like by now, like you'd have to be pretty. Like The Conjuring was one of the first movies I've seen in a long time where I was like really spooked.
I just think they're fun nowadays. There's nothing that they're taken too seriously. It's like, wow, that really scared the shit out of me. It's just more like that was a fun story. Yeah.
There's so much to the genre, though. It's really hard to just say like horror movie.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like,
It's all over the place.
there's stuff that almost worse with like snuff film or like it's really fucked up. Though. Like I don't know. Like I like a lot of the like funner like commercial releases that have come out.
But even within like found footage stuff, like you've got your Haxan style Blair Witch copycats, and then you've got your vignette VHSs, ABCs of Death,
Right.
and then you've got like your contemporary stuff where like Doomsday Cult and Apocalyptic and all that shit. So I feel like
the ones that scare me now are like the ones like Conjuring or the ones with the Alien movie, The Fifth Kind.
Speaking of aliens, scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something that like I could not let go of. Like I just watched 1 and 2, and like those movies are fun, but like in the second one, man, like there's like a certain scene where like one of them looks up and they look at this ceiling and there's like 4 or 5 of them like crawling on the ceiling like towards her, and like I literally watched this for like 2 weeks ago. And, like I was fucking scared. So like there's something about the way that those aliens are created that scares me still.
The haunted house wasn't that scary though. Did you go?
No, man, I saw some of them. That was when I was in. It was like a fucking hour wait to get into it.
It was cool. It was just awesome. The costumes were really cool and stuff like that. Halloween Horror Nights. Like it was, they had alien predator broke into the lab and they were fighting or some shit like that. But you kind of seemed like you were like watching something before like half of you where you were.
Did you get into the Soldat?
That was great.
Yeah, they had the scene. It was based off the show, though, not the movie.
Right.
And
The strippers were great.
Yeah. They had the chick on stage that had the snake that was like Salma Hayek's character or whatever. But yeah, they and that, and I noticed they did the same thing in the Halloween house where it's like they bring the scene to life. Where there's like actors and stuff, and instead of just like
Thomas,
you
you
come
just
with
pulled
these pop out
I
scares.
like that. Was it the first year they did that? Like,
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Like I don't remember like scenes coming to life that you're sort of like walking through.
getting caught in the crossfire.
Hey,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
this is mine right here. Thomas just pulled up mine.
Really?
This
Is it-
scares
The
me.
trilogy of terror. This was the first thing that just scared the complete crap out
That's
of me.
really funny because it just. As you guys are talking, I was like, I did have one. It's that doll.
This is what, Linda Blair or something?
I don't. We can
I don't know.
watch this
Like,
clip.
Matt, you want to set this one up then?
Well, this is like the movie's called Trilogy of Terror, and it's just 3 basically short stories of terrifying stuff. And this was the only part that scared me. This girl gets this African doll from a friend of.
Racist as fuck.
Yeah, it is. And it's just the most terrifying little thing. Though it chases her all over the house and tries
Just a
to
knife.
stab her with a spear and a knife, and
It's like some early Chucky shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like this tiny little doll, and it's
Did you see
it's
it
got
on
these
the
like fangs, and it's to me terrifying.
Let's see if we can get a good shot of him. Yeah, I saw this when I was really little, and we had a statue just like it in the house. That was probably
So this is a little doll here.
Yeah,
that's him. I wonder if they're gonna actually get into it.
Full Moon has like a parody version called Ooga Booga that came out last year. It's pretty good.
How old is this?
it's like 70s or late 70s.
Remember that fucking Twilight Zone
And it's-
episode?
And it's stop motion animation too. It's, I mean, it's like you wouldn't think it's scary, but I saw it as a little kid too. So it was,
You know, a lot of the old stuff, the rubber suits, the stop motion, even like the old characters in Mystery Funhouse, just something to be said about how otherworldly they look.
All right, here we go. This is where it starts getting wild.
It's pretty fucking scary.
It's when he runs around that gets me.
It's like the troll from Cat's Eye. Bitch, those are safety scissors.
Doesn't she put him in the oven to kill him?
yeah.
Let's go part 3. Go ahead.
Linda, I got a shit. Come on, stop playing.
All right. Anyway, yeah, we had one of like adult just like in the house, and I was really terrified of it.
I bet it's not terrifying at all because like Thomas skips over everything.
Yeah.
You know, something used to scare me back in the days. I used to watch Outer Limits, the reboot of Outer Limits that was on Sci-Fi in the 90s. And there was one that really got to me where it was this alien that it took over people's bodies, but it would have the eyes in the back of the head. I don't know if you ever got to watch Outer Limits. But yeah, there was one like that, and for some reason that shit fucking scared me. Like, I was legitimately like believing in aliens because of Outer Limits. And I had seen that before. I'd seen X-Files. That reboot of the Outer Limits.
The one that kind of scared the shit out of me was a comedic horror movie from the 80s called House. I don't know if you saw the original.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
But it starts out like George.
Laurie, man, on Fox.
There's like George Wendt is in it. You know, it's like
House of Doom.
very comedic to start. But at the very end, I guess, what the lead character was in Vietnam with Richard Mole,
The lead character was the guy from
Greatest American Hero.
Greatest American Hero.
Yeah.
Right.
But like it ends up, he was in Vietnam with the guy that played Bull Shannon,
Right.
you know, from Night Court, and he fucked him over. Like he left him for dead. He left him on the field or whatever. So they find out like the poltergeist the whole time is like this dude, and he pulls him in through like the mirror. He goes to this other dimension, and like big ass Bull Shannon. You know the bald-headed guy from Night Court? Have any idea what we're talking about?
Nope.
He's pretty scary.
This dude is pretty scary. Shit. But that and Mystery Funhouse, like Mystery Funhouse, they had was that theme park across the street from Universal Studios, and like near the end they had like the scary exit and the not scary exit, and they were like kind of low budge like mannequin / animatronics. Like they had like a fat lady that was like and, like werewolves and shit like that, and just because it, you know, you see these horror movies and you find out like, oh yeah, years and years they've been having this one character in the freak show that's really a human corpse, you know, that they have dressed up. So it just kind of, you know, when they don't spell everything out, your mind starts to make things a little spookier.
Yeah, and I speak to that earlier. Some of the best scary movies aren't the ones that show you everything. It's what they leave to your imagination. Because your mind's gonna be scared. That's why I thought Pontypool was a good example of that. Thomas thought it was a piece of shit, but it's about this radio DJ that conspires, breaks out in the town, but he only gets information from like his newscaster in the sky, or like people calling in and stuff, and it's all just a mind engaged story with very little like outside content besides like what goes in. And I thought that was kind of cool. Maybe not the best movie, but the ideas were really engaging.
It seemed like a really good thing. It would have made a good night game. It didn't need the video part. That was stupid.
It's kind of the difference between Eastern and Western horror. Like Asian cinema horror specifically is usually based on subtext and not showing the word.
Fair enough.
And then children with white face and long scraggly hair.
Yeah.
So
we steal a lot of Asian stuff though nowadays. A lot of our horror movies are based on that.
I mean, America's just we see a lot of stuff.
Like America.
Murder.
The next thing was scary movies.
I think we covered
Yeah,
that.
I covered that as well. And we'll get right into Live Time. Where is it, Keith? If you have any phobias or anything,
Yeah, it's strange because now I don't feel as weird now that I know that Drew has this weird
that's what it
horseshoe crab thing going on. He's got the crabs.
That's not even the weirder thing I got going on.
Yeah. Well, I saw your pubes.
No. We did phobias one episode. That went on for like an hour. That's just no weird shit.
I can play it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what my thing is like. Particularly if I get close to a mirror,
Big one.
like my fingers start playing tricks on me. Like if I have a lot of detailed points to look at, I start seeing like hands and shit like that. So because of that, I have tangential phobias of things such as cacti, blowfish, chain link fences. Like I'll be riding
anything with like spikes and bones.
anything with like more than 10,000 countable pieces. Like I just go crazy. It puts me in like
You're
this.
gonna have to elaborate that.
It's strange. Like what? Like imagine a manageable log jam. You know, like if you have like a log jam, I usually base it off of something under 10,000. You can kind of
Something.
guesstimate how many are involved. You know, but if you look like at a bottle cactus, there's so many fucking spines. So it's partially the fear that I'm gonna get stabbed in the eye, but then it's also like my brain trying to process how many points are on it or some shit like that.
Huh. I get that way with fences, like your chain link fences, because when you're driving by, and it just messes with your vision, because it like chops up reality into these little pieces. You know what I mean? And you're driving by, and it kind of just like I just blink every so often.
I don't know what it is.
It's not a phobia. I mean, it's not like I'm scared of
I
it.
should watch a video about this.
I am incapacitated.
But
like
I just-
literally like vertigo. My stomach ties up in knots.
But I can't look at it for too long. You know, if it's motion.
Like my fear
I
of
just get
heights.
lost in it.
My fear of heights is the same thing as if you put a cactus in front of me. Like I'll cringe on the fetal position. The other thing is, it's somewhat newer, but Christmas trees. I can't look at a fucking Christmas tree, and I'll be damned if someone has me like screwing the base underneath. Oh my god, dude! Like, and I'll be cool for like a little bit. I'll be, kind of coach myself into it. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, someone's gonna die.
Can you not cope with the Christmas tree?
No,
You
really.
can't do it. You
I
don't.
can't. I avoid it and all that shit.
So like your place, you don't fucking decorate. You still on Christmas Jewish. That's awkward at the same time. That works.
Do you
I
have
feel like I roll with that.
You're so sensitive. That's what I like about you.
You have that thing where you look at like a perspective thing where it's 3D, it's coming at me, and then something it's going away on some secret window.
Yeah.
I feel like my thing lately, when like I'm starting to get to know people, like Keith, you're one of my newer friends and stuff, is like I kind of like tiptoe around the humor because I don't want to get too bald. Like the podcast is definitely like full array, and like everyone here, I know I can fucking shoot the shit, but like as of lately, like I've met some people a little bit more sensitive, and I realize we're not a sensitive bunch, man.
Is it because of Jay?
Jay is the biggest reason that it's someone that I've tried to be friends with. I'm like, yeah, he's a sensitive dude, not an insult. Just he doesn't like the type of humor that I usually come across.
He's so such a demonstrator about sensitivity.
It's so strange that I don't know how to read him. So like, I think he's a big like eye opener for me. It's just like, damn, like not everyone's like this group of friends I have or whatever. So like when you say that, and I'm like, damn, you're not fucking. I'm not even. I was just fucking. You don't celebrate Satan miss.
I'm just pissed that you thought I was a dirty Jew. That's that. Scumbag.
Okay, so there's a
He
phobia.
was basically the area closer to
There's a phobia called trypophobia. It's the fear of holes where they don't belong. And I've heard of this before. And this is a video where a guy discovers that he's got it.
The holes up. He's looking at the same picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's looking at this.
Well, Andy's English, so you gotta take that into account.
It's the new Dizzy Rascal single.
This is only right
The
here.
first time he saw a
Confused.
vagina.
Yeah.
So
Holy shit! What's
he-
that
he
between your
doesn't-
legs?
Is that a hole?
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
this is like
That doesn't
a
belong there.
this is a game where like you click on this guy's face and different things happen, and then at this one point the holes come up, and he just doesn't realize that he has this like weird phobia of these holes, and they do it again here in a minute. It's just a little flash game.
No problem with the guy eating balls.
I thought that was relevant.
I think it's legit. I think he actually has that theory.
Oh, I mean, it's a whole long video. His channel is he does flash games, and like it's not a video where you know what I mean. Like I've seen his other stuff, but in this particular video, like he's just playing this flash game, pulls him up, and he just fucking loses it.
I also have this. I started not talking about the phobia of my hand, but like when I'm shaving or particularly like popping a zit in the mirror and I get really close. I look at my hands and I like misjudge the distance.
I try to do this.
And I think my fingers are hands, dude. It's really fucking weird. It creeps me out.
I have a thing
This is
where
slowly not making sense.
when I'm in the, when I look in the mirror and I try to like my brain's trying to do like remember when you move left, your hand moves left, right in the mirror, and then like I have to like look away. I have to take my glasses off and like I can't do it. Like I start to freak out.
You know what? I always knew that I had kind of a problem with like syringes and needles and stuff. But I watched Saw 2, where the chick gets thrown in the needle pit, and I've never really had that sort of like panic attack.
Visceral.
I was fucking done. I couldn't look at it. I
You
felt
sound
sick. My stomach felt tight. Like
I won't talk about needles.
it fucked me up.
I left the theater.
I had that in Jackass 3D.
Wait, what?
What happened to Jackson?
Guy Mark Jared lose his hand to who died? Was it Jared that died?
Oh, to
the
his beard.
The beard.
Yeah.
Ryan Dunn's beard.
Like I freaked out and my roommate's like, dude, come on, we can't get you over here. I'm like, no. Like it was just so upsetting to me. Like and I don't know why. I've never really been able to figure out why, but like
Is your closet there?
I mean, I don't think it's all that
You
fun.
think it was like a thought that someone, like one of your friends, would get that idea and try to do it to you or something?
No, because I know like I don't like
Oh, that beautiful face.
you guys
clothes.
haven't tried it yet, and if you guys aren't gonna try it, no one is gonna try it. So, but yeah, no, like, it was just really upsetting. Like I was just mad at the movie.
I could almost taste the pube sandwich. Like the one that they had with the chicken.
Yeah.
During the needle pit scene in that Saw one, I had to leave. Like like as soon as they showed the needle pit, I was like, well, someone's gonna go to the needle pit because of the Saw, and I just left and was like, just call in and see whatever. 'cause I'm
You
not
didn't
gonna
see it.
deal with it. I've seen it since.
I thought I was gonna be able to get through it, but like she not only does she get thrown in it and just lay there and be like, oh, fuck, I'm in a needle pit. Like she starts like because like somewhere in
thrashing
the
around.
pit there's like a key or something that kind of like helps somebody.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to get it
And
at all.
she starts just grabbing handfuls of needles, man. They're stuck in her arm, like she's throwing them, she's screaming, and like they're just getting stuck. And like the worse it gets, like I just like it's one of those things. Like I think I can like kind of push more through the video, like this is gonna be fucked up. And I look at it, and I'm just like I literally like started like feeling fucking gross. Thomas has his fingers in his ears because of the scene.
What about
But,
the classic?
It hurt
The Saw franchise, fucking congratulations, man. You legitimately like scarred me in a way for Saw 2 with the needle pit.
You've seen the Salvador Dali video, the one where they slice the eye open with the razor blade?
No.
It's from
No,
the 60s. It's like checked you or some shit like that's what made up French stuff. I'll link it in. It's crazy though. Like the concept of someone razor blading opening your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a weird phobia because I feel like a lot of people have it, but for those of you who don't know, I don't do.
I'm too blowfish.
Last 2 times I get blood, I passed out. Just bad.
Is it intravenous though? Like, because I maybe know someone that did human growth hormone, which is intramuscular, and like that seemed a lot different. That person shooting that as opposed to.
I don't know, Kiri talking about what's going on. It's really, I'm about to hear it. It's really fucking freaking me out.
This is great.
On the air.
Scared.
I really, like, it's,
All right.
They always give me the baby one, like for infants, because I asked for it. Because like the last time I had to get blood work done, and I asked her, I was like, do you have the baby for infants? And she's like, yeah, we use it for infants. You didn't get that one? She's like, no. And then like she came back in with a regular needle, and I just fucking like I was shaking. She's like, you gotta hold still. I'm like, all right, shut the fuck up, just do it. And she's like, all right, I'm gonna get you the baby needle. And it's just.
There's a book by Chuck Palahniuk called Haunted. It's like a bunch of short stories, and the one particularly that got to me, I think the character's name was like No Guts or something like that. The one where they got the wax bead up his pee hole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
yeah.
couldn't finish the book after that.
Fuck yeah, that one fucking. Yeah, he
sits on the filter?
He took the wax. No, he takes the wax from the candle because he had found out in the Middle East that they masturbate different than we do in America, and they
use a rod though.
over there they do a rod,
Yeah.
and at the end of the rod there's a
Talk
steel
about
ball
biologists,
that
They have
blocks
them
it
like for
from falling in your dick. But this guy had heard about it and came home and he had pulled off a little stick from a piece of the candle, like melted down into this like, little rod. It's like, and he put it in and he said it's sensational, best thing ever. And he's going at it, but eventually the wax gets lost and it's caught, and it's stuck in his fucking
Kidneys and shit.
bladder.
Yeah.
Shit,
Right.
and he starts cutting him up and shit. He's got to figure it out, but yeah, that book is full of fucking crazy shit like that.
And it's like the
Hotting and shit.
just
Another
fucking.
one
That's real
crazy.
hard. That's real hard.
Yeah, I fucking love that, but I fucking love Chuck Palahniuk.
Yeah.
The gut story alone was scary as shit, man. If anybody's read that one, you guys know what that one is? Gut?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! On the way to Chicago, I have an audio file of Chuck Palahniuk himself reading that story.
That's how I read it.
And I fucking played it in the car on the way to Lollapalooza like a long time
Pull
ago.
over.
And we were listening to it, and Thomas, like it finished. It was just quiet in the car, Thomas was like, sick. And in my head, I'm like, yes, I just fucked my friends up. Like it's, I'm thinking about it. Like it was quiet for like 20 minutes. We had to like change it, do something else. Got through the story, and it kind of fucked it up.
Dude, when me and Frank were like reading comics, I'm like, he's reading Wanted, I'm reading Watchmen for the first time, and then like he put this on, and like I just like looked down, I was like, because like I didn't listen to the beginning, and then so I'm halfway through, and then like I start subconsciously listening, and then I'm like listening, and it's just like, oh shit.
Long story short, what goes on in the story is this guy, he likes to masturbate in his pool, and he likes to take his pants off and put his ass on the air pump. And eventually, the air pump starts to pull his intestines out through his ass, and this is based on a true story. And he tries to swim to the top because what he likes to do is hold his breath and get euphoric, and then climax underwater.
And catch the pearls.
And you can call it pearl diving. He was scared that if he didn't catch it, his fucking sister would go swimming and shit like that. And fucking, he goes to swim towards the top and gets tugged. He can't get to the top of the fucking swimming pool, so he has to turn around and he sees what he thought was like a bloody worm, something biting him, and he realizes this is intestines, and the only way for his survival is to chew his intestines off to get to the top to get air before he died. So he had to fucking chew his intestines and get to the top, and like just a bloody mess. Like, this guy's like losing his intestines and shit stuff. All right, well,
I wish you wrote more books like that. That was a good.
I'm a fan, man. Like,
You like the new stuff, like Tell All and like the.
I struggled through Pygmy.
Why did we hang out with
Pygmy
these
was
people?
tough, but I
Like,
really
some guy
liked.
with
Fucking Damned was really good. I have Doomed. I haven't read it yet though.
Did you read Tell All, the one that was like the Joan Collins type Tell All?
I read it. Yeah, it was a shorter one. It was alright. I liked Snuff a lot. I thought that was a good one.
And Brant was excellent.
Rant was cool. Rant was told weird though.
They should have their own podcast.
Sorry.
Just all this.
Basically,
This is a
It's weird I found someone to nerd out.
Yeah.
Well, they're horror books. Like, he had a trilogy of horror books.
The only one I read was Airplane Survivor.
Yeah, I only read
Invisible Monsters is my shit.
Yeah, I read Survivor, Fight Club, and started Diary, but didn't get a chance to finish it.
It's weird. Lullabies and shit, too.
One read show.
No, fucking yeah, that was a super tight one. Movies. I thought that they did that really well. That one kind of a lot to do with how the movie was made.
Speaking of movie adaptations and horror, did you guys see that Joe Hill book got turned into a horror movie called Horns?
No, I've been treating the one with David Radcliffe.
I wanted to see that movie though.
Well, it's out on DVD.
Is it worth it?
No, it's fucking horrible. It's really bad.
I was about to watch it because the trailer is almost tempting. I was like, hey, Radcliffe doing something, but
It's worse than the Odd Thomas movie. If you saw that.
no, I assume those
I'm
ones.
still in book one.
All right,
I'm finally getting around to that.
You like those books?
Huh?
Odd Thomas, good books.
Are we all agreed
I'm
we're
still
not
in book
gonna
one. I
watch
just
it?
haven't.
We're not gonna watch Horns?
It's not watch it.
I was on the. I was still making a decision, but if you guys think it's shit, I'm
We can talk about horror novels. I'm a big King fan and fucking
Clive Barker.
no, the guy who just did the Donald Thomas.
Oh, Joe
Dean
Hill.
Koontz.
King Koontz.
Isn't Joe Hill fucking Stephen King's son?
Yeah, just that second time.
He did fucking.
Lock and Key,
Yeah.
The Wraith. He wrote Heart-Shaped Box, which was the next one.
I've still got the very last trade of Lock and Key to go, but it's fucking amazing.
I got Wraith. If you want to borrow it, that's pretty good.
I just started getting into Tom Hanks.
Really?
Yeah.
Which
I
who's
bought
one?
the first trade.
The Alan Moore.
The Jew one. Yeah, Alan Moore.
Oh, more things.
Never read it.
That's the shit when I was a kid. Like that stuff.
I was
read
a
a
big
lot
fan.
of horror comics though. Like I have tons of like X-rated 80s comics, like Twisted Tales and Tales of Terror, like just short stories, but just imagining like our X-rated version of Twilight Zone. Like there's one that stands in my memory where it's like this guy, he's like a serial killer, like he cannibalizes people. He picks up this lady and like chops her up and like makes a soup out of her boobs and stuff. And then he's going through her purse and then he sees like the
0
paperwork
viewers right now.
where he finds out that she has leprosy. It's pretty cool.
That's because they got to know you.
Got one viewer, fuckers.
It came back.
Oh, wait. It was 0 second.
That's hallucinating.
All right, whoever you are, the one viewer, could you post something in the side thing just so we know that you exist? That would make me feel so good about myself.
But yeah, there's a lot of good horror comics. I don't know if you guys really read it. Do you guys read horror stuff?
Yeah, bring me some more shit, man. I'll read it.
Like the old like
I'll read
Bernie
just
Wrightson.
I've still wanted to try and do something on the show. We've talked about it before when we do like a book club. Like, read something if I'm talking about it.
We said we were going to do Dr. Sleep. I've got two issues if you need one.
Yeah.
Or copies, whatever.
I just fucking bought Phil Hartman's book and Primus book. I'll put them on the back burner if we're gonna do something.
You see they came up with the Tao of Wu, Wu-Tang Clan philosophy book.
Sounds right. That sounds about right. Cool. So we talked about that. That goes into grinds my beers. This is one that I've lost my mind on time and time again. But you ever walk into a stall or something to sit down, and the fucking toilet seat is covered in urine,
That's not here.
or like it's got like a
Yeah.
few pubes or something. Like
Sure.
at this point, like I wanted to fucking punch my hand through the wall. I have so much rage. Like, how are you that fucking like
Inconsiderate.
inconsiderate? Like, I've even made eye contact with the guy that was in the stall before me, and he walks out, and I'm just like, this stupid fuck. Like, clean your shit, dude. Like, take a piece of toilet paper and just clean your seat, man. Like. If anything is truly grinded my beers, it's this fucking thing.
It's interesting insight onto how people act when they're alone. Yeah, when no one's watching. Like the nicest, most considerate person, then like always watching. What the fuck? Like,
Well, that's all that anonymity. It's like the internet. You can be the biggest douchebag
Exactly.
you want to
You
be.
can have a podcast.
Yeah, the biggest douchebags on the podcast.
My old job, there was this old man. He just got so much respect from me this one day. He's in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom also, and I'm sucking him off. No, that was a different time. And there's this guy in the stall. And he's like, "Yo, man, put the seat up." Guy is like 50. He's like, "Man, what are you talking about?" No, I ain't good or some shit. He said. He's like, "Man, I've been pissing for 50 years of my life. and there's no way in hell you're not going to get any urine on that seat. And literally made this guy lift the seat while he's taking a piss. Like, fucking saw him install doing it, called him out on his shit. I'm like, yeah, man, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just a fucking consideration thing, man. Like, if I had fucking lay anything on the toilet, like, the first thing I want to do is fucking clean it up. Like, I don't know.
Little known fact, that happens in women's restrooms too. And to think how that's
I've heard
possible.
that. Like, I posted some shit on Facebook at one point. I was just like venting about it, and lots of women were saying the same thing, and I can't even imagine how the fuck that happens.
Ooh, I know, it's crazy.
I guess because chicks don't want to sit on the seat.
Yeah, they just hover.
Yeah, they don't, and like some chicks just fucking blast on the goddamn toilet seat, and like,
Some
it just
do.
drives me goddamn crazy, man.
The worst are those papers that people put down, like the little sanitary things that don't really do shit anyway.
That's the fucking what Neil's like. You
You ever seen them all piss on top of that? Like,
Yeah.
you got that, you
And
got
then they-
the thing,
yeah,
and they
so
piss on
good.
There's
it.
just 6 or 7 layers of the.
Well, okay, if you go in, Joe, and you just have piss, you're not taking a dump, and there's piss on the seat from the last
I
ride.
clean it.
You clean that
I
piss
clean
even
it.
though you're pissing?
Yeah, it pisses me off every time, but I fucking clean it.
Dude, it's...
Yeah.
Well,
That's-
because I mean, think
I'm
about
taking
what
a
if you
germ-
walk out and
germaphobe
there's
by the
someone
way,
ready to go in there.
Yeah, I don't want to
Now
be
you
I don't want to fall
become
for
the
that
asshole.
piece of shit before me's fucking shit. Where like I don't want to make eye contact with someone walking out of the fucking toilet, like, and he goes in, and he's just like, "Ugh," and like have to deal with what I fucking did. So
Then what you
clean it
should
up.
do is just stand outside the stall and stare at people and warn them.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go fucking crazy if I go in there and I
Be
see
careful there
piss.
at this. A lot of
Is
piss.
that toilet fucking like okay? But yeah.
I have a really
I've thought about like hunting a guy
Oops,
down,
sorry.
like I've made eye contact. I know what this guy's face
It'd
looks
be a
like,
horror movie,
and then
man.
fucking leave the thing and just be like, hey man, did you just fucking piss on the toilet seat? 'Cause it's driving me goddamn crazy. I had to clean your shit up. How old are you? Like,
High five.
That's a good
dude,
point.
I have a lot of fucking anger for it.
Hey, a baby. Here you go.
We have
Yeah, I find
we
it
have like
fucking
multiple
kid.
stall bathrooms at work in our warehouse, and so you can basically, if you pay attention to people's feet, like I do, you get to know their shoes, and so you start
Shoelace
seeing shoes that I don't. Yeah,
They don't
but
look like
that's not what I'm paying attention to. Yeah, for another second.
I don't understand those holes in the side of the stalls. I stick my fingers through.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
it's not big enough for
And like
that.
weird shit happens. But,
Some penises.
Yeah. I'm taking a shit and this dick keeps on hitting me in the ear.
Stop it.
The worst for me is you ever sit on one of those automated toilets that like self flushes.
Yeah,
and you're
fucking does a
taking,
little splash of it on the butt.
but yeah, you're taking like a grumper and you like lean forward and it like flushes too much and like throws your shit back up your ass. It's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
all the
I
time.
No.
hate when shit goes back up my ass.
It's like
It's so
retrograde
it's like-
motion.
I'll realize who the person in the stall is, and then either I'll go to take a shit or I'll just take a piss and won't get up out of it. But you start like realizing who at your workplace doesn't wash their hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. It's
Yeah.
a fucking, yeah, that goes hand in hand.
And you're like, there's a chance I'm gonna touch you at least once a day.
Right.
Like, what are you doing here? And it's even worse when like I'll walk in there sometimes and I'll like see someone cheating, like, oh, someone's taking a shit, that's crazy. I'll go and I'll sit down.
That's crazy. Oh, Thomas is taking a shit. That's fucking crazy.
That's so crazy.
Who's
What
on?
the fuck?
And then I'll be feeling pretty crazy, so I'll go take a shit.
Cross streams a little
It's
bit.
continuous.
And I'll hear the bathroom, like I'll hear the toilet flush, and they'll get up, pull their pants up, do their own thing, and like I'll hear like the bathroom door, like the stall door open, and a couple seconds pass, and I hear the door open, and then I hear the door close, and I'm like,
Fucking didn't wash his hands.
you've been touching your fucking dirty ass, like shit ass, like what is this? Like
Toilets are weird, man.
You ever meet this guy? Like, if you call them out on not washing their hands, and they come back with the, my dick is the cleanest thing I touch all day. Like, they'll like wash their hands before they pee. I used to have a guy that ran a delivery truck for me, and that was his logic when it
Fair
came out.
that is insane.
Honestly, I think it would make more sense to wash your shit before you touch your fucking dick, man.
Agreed.
Most people touch it afterwards. I don't know.
Just wash your dick in the sink. I mean, that's what you know. Come on.
Well, that's what those Dyson hand dryers. You put your dick in the side.
Yeah, who has
I saw a thing recently where someone's like, we all need to have bidets because it'll save so much. And it's going to the reasons why they're better. It's like they're more sanitary. It doesn't do it on your hands. It saves paper. And then the third to last one is it saves water. Then it has two other things. And I'm like, bullshit. How would a bidet save water?
You know, It's funny because I don't know if Tom's the one listener, but I heard this from him. He lived in India for a while, and he was saying that like if you go to like a place that's like super local, like not Americanized at all, they don't have TP. They just have the shitter, and they have like a hose that you turn on, you just spray it out, spray your hands off, you're out of there.
Fuck that.
I mean,
That's why I'm proud to be an American.
I don't know. It seems like it would clean it pretty well.
That's where Ebola came from.
Yeah, I mean, it's how Ebola starts, but it's a crazy video I saw yesterday. But anyway, I thought it was interesting. I don't know how they do it in other parts of the world, but at least in India, they
You
don't.
can't get Ebola if you smoke weed.
In Thailand, I had a friend who lived in Thailand for years, and he was saying like shortly after he went there, like he was like in a mall and he had to take a shit. So he went in the bathroom and like the shitter was like a hole in the floor that you just kind of hovered over.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so I took the shit, like it's like this hole, but like it is plumbing. It's not like you're just shitting that hole. But like you just kind of like take a shit directly into this like thing and then you flush it. Well, he like went ahead and wiped himself, tossed it down there, went to flush it, and it backed up. And so like he went shit and like he left. It's a mall. Like that's what you do in a public toilet. You just take the shit, it stops up. You're like, well, then you have a janitor.
That guy's these folks.
Yeah. But anyway, so he like walked off. Well, then like a week later, he came up and there's like a sign up. It's like someone decided to flush toilet paper, so the bathroom is not available until the plumber comes. It's like, it's fucking weird. And like he just keeps showing up because there's nothing else to do in the rural Thailand and go to the mall.
And check the toilet.
He says it takes over 2 months apparently for a plumber to get there,
I believe it.
just because like it can't handle toilet paper.
The Uber Yak service is a little bit backed up.
Uber.
The Yak Express.
It super sucks. In a lot of medieval cities in Germany, like you'll see balconies, and they'll be like they're far over the river, and they'll just be like a little hole. Like people just go out there, sit, drop their shit straight off the balcony. That's gotta
In
be.
medieval Germany, there's like St. John's River. Like there are people that have docks with a toilet attached to it.
Nice.
And that's just where they go out and take a shit. Like they have like a
Right into a
short
gator's
fence.
mouth.
Yeah, they have like a short fence so that like from the river you won't be able to see their nudity, but like they're just sitting there reading the paper on their toilet and like you just see something fall out the bottom of it and they're like, "Morning, neighbor."
Taking a crap. Don't worry
Just
about
drinking my morning constitution.
I was more than constipated.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do a beer review.
Yeah, it's just like,
Oak Jack Imperial Pumpkin aged in oak barrels. ABV. Starting with Drew.
I don't know. Let me drink it. Joe, go ahead.
I gotta start getting a prize.
oh, I think it's gonna be like 12.
1%, Bob. 1%. 6 4.
I'll go 9.3.
You're gonna be the closest. It is 10.31.
It's the first one I've heard that goes after that first percent.
Yeah.
Kind of like, it's also 3-1.
It's
3-1,
amazing.
5, 6, 7, 2. Game of Thrones.
Oh, they put it sideways.
Sounds broken. Sorry.
Why would they put it sideways? Like, if you had only poured it one glass and you're
It's called Cricket Lion.
Let me say it in the voice, man.
It's the name of the brewery. It's called Cricket Lion.
All right, now you have to do it in the voice of Mrs. Doubtfire.
This is boring. Oh, word. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's, it's from Salt Lake City, Utah.
We did their labyrinth on one episode.
That's a
That
weird
was like a
Licorice?
triple black. Weird, yeah. It was too heavy to me.
Up to no kill on it or some shit.
Yeah, the bottle is tight. This bottle is tight.
It's your man. Where's the movie?
It tastes,
You're peeing on the boots.
it tastes like,
On St. John's Ready.
it tastes like Purell. Like, the hand sanitizer. It tastes like you're drinking that straight out of the bottle. Like rubbing alcohol in gel. I don't like it. It's disgusting. 1 0 to 5, negative 5. I don't care about it.
Beer reviews for people who don't like beer.
Whenever like Thomas feels really low on a beer, I always get upset because I'm sarcastic. I don't think I'll ever drink a beer that doesn't make me think about how much better it is because it isn't that sarcastic stuff.
I try not to compare. I try to take it as it comes, you know? Like
Yeah.
like a weed.
Yeah, I understand. But, yeah. So, this is a assumption. Although, I think we keep that next time we'll have really bad.
Why is it that I have to be waterboarded, drink Purell, eat dog food? I'm just the asshole.
I was gonna bring the dogfish head soup for you to try, but I left it at home and ended up bringing other stuff.
I'll try that.
So like
I don't
actual
promise I do
delicious
terrible
food. I was gonna bring you a steak, but then they were like, we should make him eat dog food.
Yeah, but you said you were going to eat dog.
Yeah,
Like,
to be fair, you
volunteered
volunteered.
at dog.
To be fair, I volunteered to get
And you
waterboarded.
volunteered for water. This is the first
I'll
time.
drink the Purell. Come on.
Look, you want to burn me out in my front lawn? Go ahead.
So you use a one, you said? 1.5. Something that low, I'd like to think that if I could drink this. I don't love it, but it's not like my middle of the road. I give it a 2.5. I don't hate it. If someone offered this to me, I'd probably drink it. But choice beer, something I can choose to drink, I wouldn't choose this ever again. It's a little pricey. It's about $10 for the bottle, which is not much. Lots of flavors, kind of strong, but not my favorite, and definitely doesn't have that seasonal feel that I like from the pumpkin beer. It has a pumpkin on the cover. Just not too fond of it. 2.5 out of 5.
It's kind of the same range, but it's from Salt Lake City, by the way. I don't know. It's drinkable. That's a good point. So they probably didn't even try before they sent that shit out.
I don't know what it tastes like, but hopefully it makes it fun.
But yeah, like a 2.5, 2.6, something like that. It's definitely drinkable. The plus side being an imperial stout style, like I can see myself getting blackout drunk and kind of forgetting and buying it again. So that's a plus. So I wouldn't go high.
Is that a plus?
If it'll get you drunk, it's
For them, I guess.
yeah.
So on the blackout would buy again scale,
All right, well, yeah. I mean, the cover of the beer's tight, but the beer that I don't think we'll ever enjoy again.
Would you guys do shots of Listerine in the podcast?
Like swallow?
Cinnamon.
I don't.
It has to be cinnamon.
How could I swallow this?
You sucked up.
It's no worse than Fireball.
Yeah, it does.
You got drunk on this?
No, but I know several meth heads and homeless people that swear by
You
it.
know a lot of methods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're meth heads and homeless people, because they swallow Listerine.
One time.
Not even once.
Do I want to do that? Fuck no.
Then say, did you want to? Will you do it on the podcast? All right, you're off.
Joe, get off your own podcast.
See ya.
Yeah, Joe, get off your podcast.
Get off of Joe's podcast.
Joecast. Anyway,
Joe
so
Cassidy.
Get out of Joe's
the beer got
face.
low. Next thing is Masturbate Theater.
Yeah, that's a good.
We have you down for Snapchat. Unless you
Yeah,
had something
yeah,
different.
I got Snapchat. Quick aside about
Turn the camera.
Snapchat. Does everyone have Snapchat? Anyone have
I have
Snapchat?
Yeah.
Not allowed.
It's a different-
Alright,
You know what it is.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I didn't see the pictures. That's all.
Whenever someone adds me on Snapchat, for the most part, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you adding me on Snapchat? Like, I understand with Facebook, like, even Twitter is okay. Like, Tumblr, it's like, all right, you want to get in the head. Instagram, like, obviously, like all those things are social media. It's like, all right, whatever. It's fucking whatever. But, like, Snapchat is so, like, fucking weird and intimate.
It's an inside joke app.
Yeah, like,
I mean, I only Snapchat legitimately. Anybody who's ever got a Snapchat from me, I've probably been on the toilet taking a shit.
I just
Josh
get, like,
uses it pretty legitimately. Like it's always like, hey, here's a steak I'm eating, or me and my girl at the beach. Like,
Josh's.
yeah, all of Josh's are like that.
no, all of Josh's things are weird to me too. But I think it's because I
Weird
showed him my
'cause
ex's tits that one time.
No,
But
Shut that down. Take
that's my ex.
it.
Ex.
Okay.
Did you ever hear that story?
No, go ahead.
Josh was like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm like busy." And he's like, he's like, "Tits are GPFO." And so I'm like, "Hey, put your shirt real quick. I take a picture of the tits and then send it to him." He's just like, "Well, shit."
Shut it down.
Jeez. But anyways, like, girls will add me on Snapchat. And I'm like, "You gotta show me your boobs.
Right.
Like, why are you at? Like, we don't have Because like even me and Joe, like we make jokes about pooping, make jokes about like weird shit at each other. Like I got a buddy from high school who added me, and like he just sends me like videos of himself in the shower, like or like himself like in a meat suit, singing like "Live and Think of Love."
There's nothing safe about Snapchat.
Yeah,
I need to get on that shit.
get some
You
weird
should,
shit on
dude.
that.
You get some weird shit. Like, I wish we were friends on Snapchat so you could see me poop.
I
Yeah.
can't wait.
I have a thing called poop selfies where I like to take a picture from the floor
Yeah,
while
he
I'm
does.
like shitting, and then it shows the toilet and me shitting, but then I like to draw in a little turd on the toilet seat.
Yeah,
It's hilarious, unfortunately.
it really is hilarious.
Add me on Snapchat.
If it makes you feel better, I don't get it.
But
It's been a while since I've had really hit my strap.
and like when dudes are like, yeah, like buddies are like, man, let me add you on Snapchat. I'm like, you gonna show me your dick? Like, what do we have in our interaction? Like, that's what I value people whenever they're like, hey, yeah, I have a Snapchat. I'll track you down. I'm like, what do I have with you that is like Snapchat worthy? What am I
Would set
gonna
that
send
off.
That's
What
true.
was it that I
That's the
said?
one social network I'm not trying to make more friends on. I'll stick to like my 6
It's also
friends.
because like it's not like with anybody
My
else.
mom
Where it's like,
requests
oh,
it,
this
that's
person has this many Snapchat friends. Oh,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
not
followers.
brag worthy.
Like, you don't know. Like, there's not like a fucking like profile picture.
So just to
You
be
can't
clear,
go back and watch.
Facebook is brag worthy.
It used to be.
There's the thing, dude, like it would be regular to like, hey, find me on Facebook. I'm cool with you finding me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Let's be friends. And
Rather
Instagram's
than
the same way. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like you try to be friends,
well-
but like Snapchat's like, hey man, you want to see me shitting on the toilet, or maybe like making a 3-second video that gives me like, hey man, blah, hey man, blah, hey man, blah. Like it's just weird shit. Like
Yeah.
if it's not weird on Snapchat, then don't fucking send it to me. Like I think it's weird. Like Josh,
Think about how many
is
people are
super
Facebook friends with you that like you don't care about them, they don't care about you. Like, you don't even interact with them
Fair
on
enough.
Facebook.
So those people also sending you Snapchats would be weird.
Yeah, well, because I mean, think about it. You don't interact with them. You don't care what they do. You like block them on Facebook where you don't see their stuff. Like and like it's a big thing. Where it's like, hey man, I have like 900 friends on Facebook. You're like, shit, this guy has 900 friends on Facebook. But like Snapchat doesn't have that. Like it's not like, oh look at my cool profile picture. It's not like, oh look how many people I have Snapchats with. Like that's not information you have. Like you find out who their top 3 people they Snapchat with are. And half the time like, I don't know that name. Like I don't. It was Fluffy Guy 666.
yeah, no, Snapchats are supposed to be personal.
So it bugs me when people are like, add me on Snapchat. Like, what are you gonna send me? And then I get all like weird because I'm like, what if you start sending me pictures of your dick? And I'm like, I don't want to see your dick, bro.
That's
Come
when
on,
we fucking
random.
screen cap
Yeah.
it.
Well, I mean, I have an Android.
Can't screen cap on it.
It's like swipe.
Well, you can just download a SafeChat.
Well, see, that's how that leads us perfectly into this thing.
No.
We're gonna talk about the snapping. Is anyone not aware of the snapping?
I don't know anything.
Really?
Really.
You remember when some asshole from like Reddit or 4chan hacked a bunch of like iCloud pictures of celebrities? Yeah. Well, now it's happened with Snapchat. Someone's hacked into
Okay.
Snapchat servers and gotten all that temporary data.
So all that shit that was supposed to be anonymous.
They set up a man in the middle of the server. Just
Yeah.
taking all the
Well,
shit.
basically, everyone downloaded that thing that Tom was talking about, SafeChat, where it basically saves all your Snapchats and like, puts
I
it on
don't
your
want any of
phone.
that shit saved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like people there's apps that basically what it does is when you get a snap, it like
There's a good chance you're on there, Joe, because I have SafeChat. So every time you
it
ever
basically
Snapchat,
takes the Snapchats and like saves them so you can like watch them and delete them, which is like awesome if you're like a douchebag who loves revenge porn. But like yeah.
Child, who does? That's the main demographic of users.
So anyways, what ends up happening is like now someone hacked into those and like set up a man in the middle server to save that because it doesn't have the security that Snapchat has. And so basically like they have just like all this fucking stuff. So now basically like let's say you snap your girlfriend a picture you did, doing like regular boudoir photography. Nothing wrong with it. It's awesome.
Yeah,
But
yes.
yeah. That's right. Anyways, basically now these people have these pictures and they're like, oh, we're gonna release it. It's like people are like, this is terrible. It's like, dude, you were all about the fact and you're like, yeah, I've driven my dick to all these niggas.
That's interesting when it comes full circle.
Yes, it's come full circle. Well, I mean, like even the fact we came full circle with that dude that introduced it to Reddit being like bogged down by the media, and he's like, "You're taking the personal life, and you don't. I didn't ask for this." And everyone's like, "Really? You're gonna play that defense?" But yeah, so I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, half
is
the
this
reason.
worse? Is this better?
Well, I think it's worse to the fact that it's like 99.9% kids. Like it's mostly obviously underage girls and boys allegedly. And
Well, the reason they say that is because like 90% of people that use Snapchat are all under the age of 18.
and I know that there were like the one girl being what 17 and the other
Yeah.
one the happening.
McKenna Maroney, she wasn't even 7, you know.
But there have been specialty cases in the media where the kid who originally took the pictures was tried and labeled a sexual predator because in the enterprise of taking a picture of an underage kid sexually, even if it's you and putting it into society, you are pornographer. You are a child pornographer.
Yeah.
So I was surprised because I saw the media thing hit like maybe a week or so ago when it came out, and really I haven't heard much about it afterwards because I thought
updated anything yet.
It's better, probably.
I did pick up Deus Ex, the Human Revolution for the Wii U.
Yeah.
You ever played the Deus Ex game? Pretty good if you like Fallout or like Skyrim. It's like
Really?
That's like these. That's like that's
pretty damn good. Yeah, it's really good. And I picked up Diablo 3 to do for the console. Shit like that. I was gonna get the Enemy Within, the new one, but I got to the original Resident Evil series. But I'm gonna hold
Man,
out.
I'm really a baby with scary video games now. Like Dead Space or like even like fucking like the Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time, man. Like the fucking like spiders or something. Like I'm scared as shit. Like I don't know what it is.
Bro,
I fucking get scared really quick and like
I got
I
a
don't know how
game
to
for
handle it.
I got a game for you.
It's a game, right?
Yeah.
Amnesia?
Amnesia.
Yeah.
That's the one where you don't have any fucking weapons and you just kind of gotta keep hiding.
The one I really liked was Silent Hill for the Wii, the original Wii, because the control was so fucking bad. It was terrifying. Like, because like
You couldn't run away and shit.
no, and it was all running away and shit. You have to like shake your Wii controller. Like that was the only time I almost broke my TV set by throwing my controller because it just was not responsive. It was so scary because controls were
Still
broken.
defenseless.
Yeah, it was great.
That's weird.
Well, yeah, that's another thing in the last one. It's like I'm fucking setting up like 8 bullets maybe, and like I've got like 5 fucking like I don't they don't want to call them zombies, but they're fucking something or other. But you're only sitting there with 5 bullets and maybe a brick in your hand. And you're like, I gotta fucking figure this out. And for me, I'm gonna go balls to the wall. I'm gonna fucking throw this brick. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go up guns blazing. And within a couple seconds, if you don't do it strategically, you're gonna fucking die. Like it doesn't matter if you're like shooting bullets or running away or whatever. So you got to be smart about the game, which I liked. I appreciate it. It kind of like took me out of my element, and I had to start thinking smarter.
What about Resident Evil? Yeah, or nay anymore?
I the last one I played was 5. I think they're on like 9 or something. I don't know.
What was the last
racist
one?
No, there's a 6.
Is there 6?
Yeah.
I
Oh, that's the one
played,
with the giraffe getting a blowjob on the front.
yeah, I played that one. I played the one that was for GameCube. It was the last one I had. It was a couple discs.
4?
It might
Yeah.
have
The
been.
one with Leon Kennedy?
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Which is scary, but it's not like terrifying. Like I don't know. Fucking used to scare me back in the day. What was it, Doom? You guys play Doom? That was fucking scary back in the day. Yeah. I'm a baby.
Well, Doom also came out. We were a lot younger when Doom came out.
That's
compared
true.
to-
Yeah.
I thought it was scary. Scary shit.
There was an old PC game based on Alien, first Alien movie. And for some reason, that was scary because you had the motion sensor.
Oh, yeah.
But there was no action to the game. It was all just still pictures.
Mhm.
And so every time you move, a new picture would flip over, kind of like Mist. And
I liked Mist.
so it was like, but the game was like, and you hear this, boom, 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 and as the alien got closer to you, and you'd be like, which way is he coming from? Which way? And if you turn the wrong way, it'd kill you. And the scariest part was the alien would just flash up on the screen. Like I know, it was like those videos that you saw on YouTube where they were like, hey, watch this. This is a cute little kitten video. And they'd be like, the guy screaming, yeah. So it was just, the game was just scary as hell because you get.
There's some badass alien
I'm gonna
games.
die.
Like people give a lot of shit to contemporary games, the alien games, like Colonial Marines and all that shit. But like fucking the other one for PC, there's a Commodore 64 one where it was like a bunch of like different modes and stuff. And like at the end, you had to like throw the alien with the front loader.
Yeah.
That one was great. And then the Capcom arcade one they had, it was Predator versus Alien. It was like a beat 'em up. That was really good too. On a Cali system. Have you heard anything about the new one? The new Alien person shooter one that came out like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, fucking
Bungie?
Resistance or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Aliens? No, I mean, I've heard some shit that's super tight and super scary, and that was like, someone had recommended that to me while I was playing The Last of Us. Like, you know, play it
No one cares about this.
one game at a time, man. But people care. That's probably the next one.
The AVP one was pretty good. Where like there's one team is Marines, one team is Aliens, one team is Predators. The problem is you can't find anybody to play it, but
The turn-based strategy, the RTS.
no, it was a first-person shooter.
Well, they got an
It's a co-op.
RTS.
Is this a
Yeah.
PS3 game?
Yeah.
You had it. You lent it to me. It wasn't bad. It was a tight game.
Yeah, it's impossible to find anyone to play, but when you do, you get a full server, and you can have 2 Predators on a team. That's it. You can have like a full set of like I don't know, like 16 aliens and 16 Marines. And the Marines have the little thingy, and that's really cool. And the Marines like they have the most like the map has like turrets they can use and jeeps and like they have all kinds of, they have the most like support because they just get obliterated by an alien or a predator. Yeah, they're just it's not even fair. The predators there can only be 2 because they have like their little mounted turret and then like
They
it's
can
somewhere.
literally turn invisible.
Yeah. And if they get close enough to you, they get a little cinematic where they grab the alien and they wrestle you down and they de-spine you. And same with the humans. If they get too close, like if you're playing Marines, your screen starts to get blurry and you see a blade just like come out of your guts and then they just chuck you. It's kind of cool.
Aliens still scare the shit out of me. Like, if there's anything that like beyond like horror movies and stuff that like is super scary that like I feel like just like we're nerds like we're into is fucking aliens. And like there's so many different like alien stories out there that like have fucked with me over the years. There was one back in the day with Christopher Walken called Hysteria. Prophecy was he in it?
I don't know. Looked like
No, Prophecy. And she like has Hysteria in it, but like there was one called like I think it was fucking called Hysteria with Christopher Walken. But like I watched those back in the day, fucking X-Files.
Oh, Jacob's Ladder was
scared the shit out of me.
scary as hell, yeah.
Yeah, and like fucking I don't know, Signs fucking scared me.
fucking Alf, dude.
Alf was terrifying.
I had to hide my cat. So damn.
Fucking Vic.
Morgan Mindy.
Well, E.T. was the original people, but like that's really tough.
But yeah, I mean, like that was something that like there's a few things like I don't know, something that's scary with horror movies and stuff is like that. There's the possibility that it exists, and it's harder to rationalize something that you have no idea about, which is from space, which is something that even when I was a kid, like I don't know, man. That's, like,
Have you guys watched Cosmos? Seen this space?
Yeah.
I just watched the first episode. It was great.
it's great with B12.
Yeah, for sure.
If you get space vertigo, like if you're on like a field with the lights and you get the sky, and consider that it's not just like
I get overwhelmed.
the glass, like you said, thinking about like what's going on. Yeah.
Like I don't get vertigo, like I get dizzy, but like I'll think about it and like I'll get really like locked in a thought of like what's beyond that, what's beyond that, and then I'm like yeah, but what's beyond that, and like I keep thinking about it, and then I think of fucking Stephen King spiel and the fucking Gunslinger that like we're all just universes inside of a grain of sand that are inside of a fucking desert that someone's walking on. That's inside of the universe. That's and like it's just like and outside of that we're all inside of a fucking eggshell and like what's beyond that eggshell and like it's just like this crazy shit. It's like it's fucking infinite and it keeps going and there's all these like
That's what-
versions of life.
That's what actually was good about the first
This was
version.
first, dude. Come on.
The first version of the Gunslinger. I don't know if you read the both. There's like 2 versions of the first book, Gunslinger.
I mean, I have an OG version.
Yeah,
like the raw
and the
one.
original version talks about like he has that vision about a leaf
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
dying.
Yes,
And
yes.
that's why
yeah.
his world is moving on.
And
because this leaf is
fucking
just
scary.
turning
Like,
brown and dying. Yeah.
and it's just all these like infinite possibilities of like how far life goes and like just the ideas of like there's so obviously something that's scary, man.
You should read on Tommy Knockers.
That
I hated that
it's so fuzzy. I think I seen there was a movie, right?
Oh, the movie.
I didn't see it.
Bad. Is that the
Is
one
it?
on the plane?
Yeah, listen to it. If there's a Stephen King movie,
Counts,
it's probably bad.
Aliens.
Have you seen Under the
It's
Dome?
all- it's
That's
all-
like the full budget version of a Stephen King movie, and that's still just trash. And this, the Tommy Knockers is like a low
I think you have the
budget.
Regulators. Is that the plane one?
that one is the one where they get stuck in between time.
Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye was a great movie.
Didn't see
I
it.
fucking loved
What's
Storm
the one
of
with
the
the numbers
Century,
on the forehead?
Salem's Lot.
I mean, Storm of the Century was made for you know what I mean? Those are
It was
screenplays.
cheesy as fuck, but it was good.
Same thing with Shawshank Redemption. He made that for, you know what I mean?
It wasn't interesting. Shawshank.
They made a movie.
Shawshank was good.
Or you know what I mean? It was made for the screen. It was a screenplay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's basically like this dude. He starts seeing like numbers on people's foreheads, and there's like this like ridiculous Grim Reaper that's like coming.
The
to murder
Frighteners.
people.
The Frighteners. Yeah.
Frighteners with Michael J. Fox?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
shit, man, that's so
Yeah.
fucking good.
What was the one
I
with the
fucking
hotel
love it.
room? There's like the.
1408?
That was
Yeah. 14.
My shit, man. There's 2 different versions at the end.
No way.
Yeah. There's the regular and the director.
We'll watch it again today.
This
And
is the book.
there's the one
Short story.
where he wakes up and he wasn't in the room and he was fine. And then there's like the director's cut where like he does that same thing, but then that was a dream, and then he wakes up back in the room, and then has to set the room.
Because the voice recorder like starts playing.
I fucking love. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna fucking watch this next year, man. That was a fucking great movie.
Yeah.
One of the better John Cusack Stephen.
One of the better Stephen King movies.
It's fucking incredible. Very good movie.
Have you seen the Silent Hill? I think it's part 4, The Room. Ever done that one?
No, but I've heard some shit.
It's crazy. It's like similar concept, like but you're trapped in your room, and like it becomes more and more haunted by like a poltergeist, like one of those.
Dude, man, that fucking scene in 1408 where he looks out the peephole and it's an eye and it's like rolling around and looking at him and shit, like gets me every time. Like it's not super scary, but like it's so visually scary that like it sticks with me. And like even now, like I'll look out a peephole, I kind of think about it, like just in the back of my mind. Like
What's gonna happen?
It's scarred me, man. Like it's fucking scary.
With the Silent Hill, like you look out at certain times and like you can see yourself outside with someone like going to like kill the
I
neighbor
love
you're
it.
hot on
I
and shit
love
like
it.
that. Yeah, it's a
I
good-
love shit like that. That's like almost like dream-esque, where it's like it defies like logic, but it still is like just terrifying. And like Stephen King's like known to do that, where stuff is like this doesn't even make sense, but the way it's described and the way like Hearts in Atlantis is one of my favorite books, man. But like that movie was so fucking wrongly done. I still liked it for what it was, but like like they almost portrayed it like The Giver. It was just like this kid kind of befriends this old man
was
that
The
has
Giver-
wisdom and stuff, but it's not what the fucking story was about.
Was The Giver the same ending as what's the movie you really liked from not Walking Phoenix, the one where The Village. It was the same ending, right?
No.
But not something I did it. I'm trying to think of it.
And
I'm not sure. It was the same ending, right? You think that there's desert, but then there's actually some community.
No.
No.
Like, no one knows how The Giver ends. Like, it's.
Isn't that why there was a house out there? Because the house looked pretty modern in the movie, which is what threw me off.
Gotcha. Have you never read the book?
No.
Gotcha. Well, the house that he ends up on, because like in the book, like he's like one of the memories he gets of Chris in the morning, and he's like, "This is awesome," and then like he also has the thing of like there being a sled down a hill,
Right.
and like he basically gets this kid, and like they haven't eaten for weeks, and they're all fucked up. The kid, like the baby's sick, and like all of a sudden he's like on this hill. He's like, "I know this hill," and like he reaches down because he knows exactly where the sled's gonna be, and he gets on it. He's sliding down this hill, and he can see a house and it's Chris's memory. Chris's memory is out there. He's super excited because he knows like the people are gonna be in there. He knows like. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, just has he like found this actual place? Is he just like he found a place and it's he just thinks it's the same thing?" Or what a lot of people believe, because people are assholes, is that basically like he just died, like he's just gone crazy, like the baby's dead and he's gone crazy, and like he just sits down on the snowy hill. It's like, I'm sliding down towards my Christmas memory, and it's just dying right there.
So one of the memories that the guy gave him, is not like looping in his brain because he's losing it.
Yeah, basically.
Have you guys seen
So like remember.
seen the Hearts in Atlantis movie?
Yeah.
Has everybody seen it?
No, that's the thing.
Did you read the book? Stephen King.
Don't see the movie. I'll just read it.
Sure.
The movie is almost like a Giver situation, but at the end it kind of gets taken away. Not sure why. But in the book, man, they go into this like balls deep like craziness. Like they run into the low men, the dark men or whatever, which are a plot in all of Stephen King's stories. He kind of ties them all into the Dark Tower, and this is one of those kind of like side stories where like it ties in somehow. But like the fucking like cars that they drive like grow like tentacles and shit, just crazy shit in the book. Like Stephen King goes balls crazy, and then like
Well,
the
also
movie
the
is so
book is
subdued.
like 4 stories, and the
Yeah.
movie's 1. They take one of the 4 stories and make it into a full like movie, and they don't even touch on the other 3,
Right.
which I feel like
Like I wrote about.
pretty important.
You know what's funny is in 9th grade I was able to get away with a book report where I said I had read Hearts in Atlantis. It was before I had read it. I read it actually after class, but I quoted that I had read it and described the movie the whole time. I got fucking
Impressive.
because the teacher didn't fucking read it either. I just had enough detail that I could fucking argue it.
Yeah.
Cool, man. So I don't know. We were falling off.
Yeah, that-
Snapchat?
Snapchat,
Back around to Snapchat. All right.
Man, I mean, Snapchat's terrifying.
I'm excited for like, the editing of this episode.
Kind of running the gambit podcast.
And then I guess that would lead into tea time with your Harry Potter comments.
Yeah. So last episode we were talking about Harry Potter for some reason, and like weird, like I don't know what we got on topic. Anyway, I went to a
Are we gonna watch the Puppet Paws?
no, unfortunately.
God damn
Me and camp when we were in like middle school, and they I got and they had us watch
It's in the camp.
a puppet show, right? So it's an auditorium, like maybe like 600 kids, and we sit down and watch this puppet show, and this Harry Potter puppet comes up, and he's like, "Hey kids, I'm Harry Potter," and it starts out pretty innocent, and he's like, "You guys want to learn magic?" And all the kids are like, "Yeah," and he's like, "That's cool. Let me get my wand," and like pulls out a wand. He's like, "I'm gonna turn this." I was like, okay, six. And then Satan, like, smoke comes out like from pharmacy, like, shh. They bring up like a Satan puppet, and he's like, "Hey there, Harry, you want to do some real magic?" And like Harry's like, "I sure do, Satan." He's like, "You gonna cut yourself in this bowl?" And they show him like they bring like a blade up.
I love Christianity.
Yeah. And so then the lights come up, and the house lights. They take the puppets away, and this woman comes out. She unfolds a chair and sits down. She's like, "That's right, kids." She's like, "I've read the Harry Potter books." She's like, "I know." And like, there's like gasps. And she's like, "I did it for you. I've read it. This is the kind of stuff that goes on in there." And like, I've read them all. Like, I'm a big fan, and I'm just like, "No, she's lying." And then my like camp counselor's like, "Shut up." And I'm just like, "She's just lying." And she gets into this speech about like Satan wants you to be a wizard, and like she just does this whole thing. And at this point, this could actually go under the real life horror stories. I tell Shane, like, we gotta get out of here. He's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So the middle of the night, we sneak out.
Jonestown Massacre.
Yeah, we sneak out, and
Kids, here's your Kool-Aid.
there's no
You guys like Harry Potter?
there's no phones. All right, we go into the office of this place, and there's just like an empty phone jack.
What do you get, like a camp?
Yeah, it's a kid.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, so there's no phones, and
So
that's
I
the
was
first
moaning
thing.
in the church camp. I don't know what.
Dude, our church trip was weird. So we actually
Yeah.
No pussy here.
we found
Just
a
Harry Potter.
payphone. Like it was off the camp. We had to walk down like the highway, and we found a payphone, and we called our parents. Except back then there was no cell phones. We just called the house phone at like midnight, so nobody picks up for us. We come back, and like all the camp counselors are looking for us. We get busted, and we tell them like we want to go home. Like, because we realize like there's got to be an avenue for this. For when a kid freaks out, like you got to send him home. So I'm just like,
Safe word.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know what needs to happen, but
For Harry Potter.
we're going home. And they just wouldn't let us sleep. They made us stay the whole like week, and it was.
So what happened?
Did you have to sleep
Wait,
with
wait,
it?
you-
Did you have to sleep with the
You were
Harry
at a
Potter puppets?
payphone. You were at a payphone at a fucking gas station or something.
No, but they went back.
They went back.
They went
Oh,
back.
you went back.
Yeah, what else to do?
We're wizards now.
So you just,
Yeah.
went, you just went back and went back to sleep?
No, we went back and got caught. You were not asleep. We went back and they caught us. Yeah.
So that was it. Like you had to be stuck there. Like every night they talked about Harry Potter.
It was just
Did you get
so weird.
molested?
They did a personal show.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's kind of repressed, but no. No, we had this camp counselor who was like really white. But the other camp counselor, he had
Sounds about
foot written on his jeans, and we thought that was like the coolest thing.
what?
Yeah. No, exactly. At this Baptist church camp where they tell you that Harry Potter is Satan, and so he kept getting in trouble. Like all the like I don't know, the leaders are like, you got to get that off your pants, and he's like, no, like Christianity is about like being free and blah, blah. You can't tell us what to do, and like why can't that guy be our fucking camp counselor?
Fuck yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, I'd be like, come on, it's free. It's free out here.
We-
We're free.
We had to hear them because it was like a townhouse situation where like
Let
there's
me touch you. It's free.
there's their room, there's our room. We had to hear them like, you guys want to get out of the river and like swing off the rope in the water? And all the kids like, yeah, and they like run out of their cabin, and we're like, all right, let's go with them. And our camp was like, no, we're reading the Bible, kids. And we're just like, are you fucking
You guys
kidding
want to smell
me?
this chloroform? It's free. We're
Exactly.
free out here.
We'll pass out for most of the church camps.
The
My
fuck,
butthole hurt the whole
the
time.
fuck stood for fun, understanding Christian care.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Are you fuck?
It's like a fuck.
Instead of dare, it just said fuck. It's like,
Fun understanding Christian kids. Come on,
See,
join
I
us.
should make that shirt.
I feel
Holy
bad.
fuck. Holy fun understanding Christian kids.
I feel bad for Thomas because
Because he's Christian.
no, like
We all
I
pity you,
understand.
my friend.
Me
We all
too.
pity you.
like I spent between going and like counseling and almost ending up like being in charge of one. Like I spent most of my life at Christian camps, and yeah, it was a very different experience than what Thomas had. So we call it. But yes, yeah, it was weird. Like it's just I feel like odd about how different it was.
Oh no, I've been a counselor
Baptist.
out of more than I've been
Yeah.
to one, and it was totally different experience when I was a counselor because I
Yeah.
can like let the kids have fun and not do the boring shit.
But it was both Southern Baptist. But
No. Mine was like Presbyterian Methodist.
I
One
mean,
Catholic one where I wasn't allowed to really do anything. But
I don't understand those like small differences in how you can recognize that and not understand like everyone's just sort of like a broken off piece of the same truth. Like is what is it, Presbyterian?
do you not understand racism?
What part don't you
I
understand?
don't.
Yeah,
get it.
racism. Or like,
bullshit.
it's the
It's-
beginning of any group. Like
It's not the followers that are different. It's not like if he was a Baptist and I'm a whatever Methodist. We're not the ones that are arguing. It's the leaders that make it weird.
Well, there's some big differences. Like,
Oh, no, there is.
Catholicism has confession.
But I don't meet a person and say, "Oh, you're a Baptist, so you're wrong." It's the leaders that make you. They're
There's
some
some
and
who
you
do,
should know that they're wrong.
But
No,
that's
there is,
silly. I don't know. That's always what turned me off of like religion and like or at least organized religion. Like it's just the fact
That's true
that,
for
that
everything.
not everything. I mean, it's just the fact that it shuts down an entire like way of thinking. Like it's like all of those people are wrong. They're all wrong. And they're all going to hell. They really wrong. It's going to
And I know this because this
yeah,
book.
I read a book. Yeah, well, I read Harry Potter. Am I going to Hogwarts? Like,
What was Pat Oswalt's joke? I like that you read a book.
thank you. Yeah. That was fucking man. But yeah, like I just feel like it's all some sort of like broken up telephone game, man. Like it's all the same truth, if there is any truth. Like it's all the same thing, but everyone kind of wants to point at the other and say that one's wrong and I'm right, which I think is kind of
well,
silly.
it's selective reading too. There's so much stuff
And
that's in there.
interpretation, yeah.
No, it's not even interpretation. It's just what people want to get.
There's contradictions between the testaments. There's contradictions between the Torah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to like break down and like insult anybody who's in religion or I know there's plenty of people saying the same that are into whatever, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think it's silly that we
That's a
condemn.
fucking Buddhist.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to bring this up since I was so young.
I believe in a lot of Buddhism.
Don't
I
make me
think
use
it's
my
fucking
kung fu
proper.
on you. Like Buddha palm. Well,
Like,
It's part of your
Filthy
religion.
Mahayana. My
You
Theravada
choose
is
not to
way
leave your
stronger.
legs.
but like from spending like, I mean, I've spent my entire life around like overly religious people. Like especially when I was involved in like just all of these big movements and weekends, and camps and stuff. There's so many times I'm talking to people and they'd be like, you know what, I know that it's young and they've been cool in your high school, college, or whatever, but like facial piercings and and I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, it's in the Bible. I'm like, oh, actually, and like I don't remember anymore. It's like the Leviticus 16 something. I'm like, you mean Leviticus 16? They're like, I believe so. I'm like, yeah. Someone says you shouldn't, or they say something about tattoos. I'm like, yeah, that actually, it's where the body is a pimple comes from. But like, it's basically like, oh, yeah, you're not supposed to leave permanent markings in your body or with your flesh. I'm like, yeah, man, that's wrong. No, it's weird because we have earrings. And they're like, it's like, middle-aged women with like big diamond earrings. And they're like, see? And I'm like, your ears are part of your body. You have earrings.
Oh shit.
Your husband has a USNC tattoo. No. Well, then, I mean, you're serving this country. I'm like, the country does not.
Look, you're going-
weird.
Yeah,
you're going to hell. So
that was always a turn off for me.
Yeah.
It's just how
Oh, your daughter has
judgmental
earrings.
the-
And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. But yeah.
Be peaceful.
It's just the judgment
Yeah.
that's tough,
It was like the number one rule is supposed to be like, love everyone and treat them like perfect.
and that seems to be the last.
And that's
thing that
the
people
last thing
practice.
Testament shit. The Old Testament is a lot different.
Not to
Yeah.
bash
You all.
yeah.
Well, the Old Testament is supposed to not matter where it contradicts. And that's why I try to tell people, like, well, there's these contradictions. I'm like, yeah, contradictions aren't supposed to matter. That's
Right.
the point of the New Testament. And they're like, but it says in the Old Testament. I'm like, God damn it.
The Old Testament is
And
literally.
that doesn't
just
matter
history,
anymore
but-
because you can say, God damn it.
What?
Just to bring up like Kevin Smith again, but a fucking Dogma, which I thought was an awesome portrayal of like religion, but from like the fact that like God has a goddamn sense of humor too. That goddamn. But yeah, like it's the fact that like you should be able to poke fun of things, and sometimes I feel like comedy or like horror helps you accept things that are going on in your life anyway. Like it's the extremes, the outrageous part of things that kind of help you understand like your more like narrow understanding.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing,
it's the same thing.
Some of those questions don't necessarily need answers. And that's
Oh
why I think
yeah, I
that's
mean,
kind of better.
it's like, a baby in a blender. Does that? Do you need an answer for
Well, no,
this?
like what happens?
What's the Bo Burnham thing?
What happens after life? You know what I mean? It's like, well, what happened before life? What was all that time before you got here?
That's the whole point of life in general. Is like you get scared and you start asking these questions,
And then someone gives you an answer, and then that person, strangely enough, has the power because they're a magic person to give you the afterlife or take it away. They can excommunicate. It's just another way to
It's like
control
a
people.
teacher. Like the knowledge is already there, but then someone puts it under a certain filter, and then it's like that's how you perceive it.
There's no
And like
knowledge.
I mean, that's the same reason like some people have great experiences with like pastors or priests or something. It's like that's why I really like. And then some people are like, I was molested by a pastor or whatever, and like that's what fucked it up for him, and it's all under the same thing. It's
I was
just
most of my pizza driver from the pizza.
yeah, well, yeah.
Yes, you can.
Does that happen just now? Did he come back?
I don't know. I mean, it all falls into the same thing, like sensations, like how you perceive the world and what you think is good and bad. But
The god of the gaps. Sometimes just not having answers.
I feel like the one episode Shane missed is like the one he would just have.
he's just gonna have an aneurysm as he listens. Like this is I could say stuff.
Doesn't he not want to be on air anymore?
Yeah, he didn't want to say anything.
Neither does Frank, but
He doesn't like his voice. It's not that we don't want him on the show or that he just I don't like my voice. I don't like to hear it, and I think you guys can do it better without me. So he wants to like this is what I don't really get to do it, but it's gonna be he wants to write skits and everything for what the show becomes. We have one
That's
view.
great. That's good. Yeah.
there's a moth. Like that.
No, it's also on there. Yeah.
Alright, so we're done.
And I guess that's gonna be our outro. I feel like anybody else want to hit on anything else?
Where are the other two listeners? Fuck, did they go? People stalk
Oh, we got
you.
one back. We got one back. Let me check the calendar. Is this next one the Thanksgiving episode?
Wait, did somebody say something?
No.
I don't
Chat.
think so.
We're just
No,
gonna hit in November. We got one more, and then we do a Thanksgiving. We can do one more, and then I personally am leaving Florida for a little bit. I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Where you
I'm
going?
going to Tennessee.
When?
Tennessee.
Tennis.
The 12th to the 17th.
What am I doing? Okay. That doesn't fall on one of the days when you record it.
Tennessee.
We said a lot of stuff on this episode.
Yeah, we talked about.
I feel like we connected on this one. So
I think we learned stuff about each other.
I like that.
Did you like the dolphin swastika?
Did you make that?
No.
Oh, that would have been funny if you made it.
Yes, I did.
Oh, wow. Bucka.
I feel like we're the friends club.
List of things to talk about.
Where is the
Did you
calendar?
try that chowder yet?
No, dude, I was gonna bring
December.
that up. Before we did that.
No.
We should make it in the broad. And eat it.
October. What's today? Today's the 19th?
Fuck, where does this go?
Fucking, I'm gonna get my
October.
loot crate tomorrow.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, the horror loot crate.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
November. So November 2nd, we record again. So that is not Turkey Day.
I
So
can do second, and then I'm gone, and then I'll be back for another one.
you're not going to be here for the Thanksgiving episode?
What day is
Well,
it?
why don't we
16.
just take later on the month?
No, I'll probably not be here for that one.
Wow.
You do without me?
Fucking Indian.
Yeah, we got there's a schedule.
Did you request that day off, Joe?
Yeah, you didn't put in a request, man. That's in the calendar.
Yeah, on the 12th.
Can you please call in sick? Please, on the morning recording, call in. Dude, I'm fucked. I'm sick. I've been shitting all night. I just can't make
I
it.
came down with Tennessee.
I want to come there.
Man is dead.
It's just really, I don't want to get you guys sick. You understand that?
I have Ebola.
I'm gonna keep scheduling these live things. To do for every episode.
Yeah,
No.
of course.
I think it's silly, and I
What part don't you like? What hurts it? What's hurting our podcast?
the fact that we're not organized to do anything live.
That hurts it?
Yeah.
That hurts our podcast?
Yeah.
How?
Because anybody who's into our show that could check us out sees we're a little bit less organized than we even appear to be on an edited episode that shoots up on.
Yeah, I think editing is.
So you
Editing really kind of puts the bow on what we're doing. Like, without the editing process, like this would be kind of weird.
No, I think it'd be a good idea maybe if we could record.
Also,
Yeah,
there's no
video.
real interaction with anybody that comes into the YouTube part of it. Like, if this was an interactive thing, like, hey man, like, throw some.
Well, I mean,
topics,
I'm
talk
assuming
about
it'll get that way.
Right.
I mean, once we have more viewers that will actually chat on the thing, I feel like it'll get that way. But I mean, we're not going to get that way in a day.
No, I mean, I did it. I mean, I wasn't into it this one, but we finally did it. And
I'm going to keep doing it, and these are going to be on YouTube. This whole thing is wrong.
It's Tom's podcast.
We're not putting this stuff out. We're just going to keep it.
I'm going to do the Snapchat portion. It's going to be the key podcast.
That's good.
I'm going to pee
Game
outside.
over, Kiki.
Game over.
That was still one of my favorite games. Fucking romance.
Fuck that guy.
All right, we're done.
I guess so.
Why don't we do an outro? Between now and then, I know me and Keith are going to check out Spooky Empire.
Yes, sir.
We got fucking Solar Bears games coming up next month.
Ooh.
Or no, next week.
Wait,
Coming out the
but
18th.
you won't be here for the next episode. No, we just said you won't be here for the.
No, he's going to be done the 12th through the.
Oh
So
no
he's got one episode.
Oh,
It's
okay,
the
okay.
16th.
Jesus, I'm all over the place. So the second year, okay.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about Spooky. We'll be talking about the Solar Bears games. I'd love to have us go see Fury, man. Fury or Birdman. One of those two. We got to review one of those. Some good films coming out.
Two very different films.
Very different, but two of them. I'd love to see Fury. I feel like we could all
Same.
get behind
Yeah,
that one.
I'm not.
No, that.
Murray's still on the podcast. He's still loving it.
Still,
Sitting there.
still enjoying it. Still sponsoring us.
Put that in your pants, bud.
Bing is a proud sponsor.
HBO.
HBO, we got HBO now.
Pop the Zeno places.
And thank you to
Waterboarding.
thank you to the 5,000 viewers of the fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fucking
so
incredible.
awesome.
You broke the internet, guys. Be proud of
Awesome.
yourself.
Like I couldn't imagine so much support. That's fucking really cool. Thanks for all the emails at KindaFunnyPodcast at Gmail. Fucking Instagram.
exactly.
We have the fucking
It's
outrageous
lit up.
amount of people, man.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
All
Like,
the retweets and the Twitter.
Catch us on MySpace.
all these chicks hitting us up, dudes too, man. Like it's fucking cool. Like we have
Like,
such a
listen,
strong
guys,
support. from
Most of
people
us
that
are
love us.
involved. We can't take all of your dick sucks.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, Bill Murray just bought everyone that's fucking podcast a car. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a
Which
movie out
thanks, Bill. Thanks
next
for that.
week. That
Drive
fucking,
into the lake.
we got that new beer coming out tomorrow. Like, goddamn, like people love us. We're the fucking shit.
That's so
That's
cool.
tight.
It's kind of
We're
tough.
so popular and cool.
I mean, I know we gotta say it at the end of the episodes, but you guys want to walk down to the fucking dock.
I absolutely won't want that.
All right. Well, thanks for
Give
listening,
me that PVR.
and we'll see you next time.
Love you.
Boy.